Hey, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. I love how the first stage of the night is called funeral. Ah, yes, we're gonna put the fun in funeral. How wonderful. Last time we had a birthday for the cute little arbor beast. And now somehow we're just turning into funeral. Like, what happened? Well, I guess I'll find out soon. Funeral. All walk toward the inevitable end. That's why the continuity of meaning is so precious. 2 entrances, 2 exits, lots of sleepy eyes. This'll be fine. I don't gotta fear the funeral. So let's see how this goes. This is the place. Enjoy some rest. I thought I was going to the Notarao Hall or the Basilica to be questioned about Arturia's escape. The gun knight who brought you here has other business to attend to. He asked me to tell you not to worry about the Arturia case. Long as Latin Monastery served the holy city dutifully, there will be no excessive penalty just because a single prisoner escaped. Phew, that's good to hear. It was for another reason that we brought you here. There are so many. Would you prefer a quieter location? No, what I mean is, why is everyone in this nursery library? Hildegard scans around the room and sees library in all sorts of outfits, sitting or standing. There's little conversation, only a steady ring of comfort bells. Hundreds? Thousands? Too many to count. An entire city's worth of libraries seem to be assembled here. Since when did this nursery become so large? No, more importantly, why are all these libraries here? Don't tell me. You have a room full of paros, a room full of felines, a room full of lupos? An astute observation. We also have rooms for fallen angels and sarkas. You're awfully forthcoming. The Shrine of Nurtury has nothing to hide. At the conclusion of the Nativity, the Curia announced that the Sancta will share the halo with all the races. The simplest method is to do it race by race. Do you mean we can have halos too? We can feel each other the way Sanctas do? As you felt the Arbor Beast's heartbeat at the Nativity. Why? Why what? Why do we need halos?
So you brought me here not because of Bonini, but because I'm library? Yes. I'll get a big old light over my head like yours. Go on in, Pag. Huh, sounds like I don't have a choice, and it also sounds like a wonderful thing, doesn't it? At least it'll be good for your eyes. More than that, I think. If I had a halo, I'd be able to tell what that middle heart of yours was feeling when you kicked Gia out of Laterano. I know you blame me for that. Glad to know that you know. Maybe things would have gone better for you if that hadn't happened. Over centuries of Lateran history, many have tried to recreate the terrifying high-caliber, revolving antique gun that the ancient tomes described, only you succeeded. The design, which assumed the user could withstand a recoil 5 times that of an ordinary gun, was the work of a genius or a madman. Oh, are you bragging about being born to be a gun knight? After all, you successfully tested my design before ever putting on a suit of armor. I just thought we were born to be partners. You and I and Gia were always the best of friends, from primary school through university. My first official mission as a gun knight was to exile Gia from Laterano. After that, you gave up gunsmithing for the Apostolic Knights, opened a workshop somewhere I didn't know about, and now I decided to retire, right? You and your Bappa, Shrine of Gunsmithing. What use did you Sancta have for me if you treat gunsmithing like making potato chips? It's a crime to be non-Sancta, is it? You got exiled. I get to have a halo put on me. The Liberi aren't allowed to live in Laterano the way we are now, are we? The thing with Gia had nothing to do with being Liberi. Even if she was Sancta, the Lateran wouldn't allow someone with oripathy. You don't know shit! Lateran Order and Lateran Purity again. How many times do you think I've heard that garbage from you? Do you really believe in it yourself? Omnias, Dormis. How could you? If you've ever even once thought about how Gia died out there alone. I admit, I did believe it, Patrizion. Until that day. We got hangovers together, played with guns together, cried and laughed together. No one in Laterano could clink glasses like we could. But when I saw Gia disappear into the wilderness, and you just turned around and went back to Laterano the way you did, that was when I realized we never actually shared a damn thing.
What a terrible friend breakup. Especially since they were childhood friends. Just extra oof. The halo was not a bad thing, Sister Hildegard. It's Laterano's blessing on us. I know. The earliest nomads who followed the burden beast, the Liberi who had always learned from the Sancta, from the ways of living to their ways of thinking, the Liberi longed for a better life. They longed to be part of this holy city. We understand that. I know. I told that history to Arturia not so long ago. But there's only one thing that the Liberi can never learn from the Sancta. The halo. That is why certain conflicts between the Sancta and other races living in Laterano have lingered to this day. Unable to take part in Sancta empathy, you're troubled by doubts about your faith. You suspect Laterano of being indifferent, of alienation. So with Latin Monastery's finances, you're away from Laterano for a long time, Sister Hildegard. That is why you may not have sufficient understanding of the situation. You can ask your fellow Liberi. I know how many outsiders who live here envy your empathy. That is why we will now share with everyone. There'll be no more misunderstandings or differences. We will truly understand one another and eliminate the conflicts and barriers between us. The Liberi will become a truly inseparable part of Laterano. I just feel sad. What? I grew up in the city. I know where one can find the best desserts, which alleys have cloud beasts that have a special taste for pumpkins, which buildings have rooftops perfect for stargazing. At Latin Monastery, I made beer and bread with the Sancta sisters, traveled to other countries to solicit sponsors, and got completely plastered whenever we came back. I took pictures of how their wings went through the backs of their chairs when sleeping, and they played lullabies on the chapel when I sneaked out, that the abbot would sleep a little longer. I remember that. Actually, the abbot knew. He just didn't want to scold you. I'm a Lateran. I like this place. I love it very much. You're right that I often find myself on the outside looking in. I don't know why the Sanctas who had been crying a moment ago started laughing and singing at their cohorts' funerals. But my father was a hunter. Every winter, he would go into the mountains with his friends to hunt. He told me that even hunters who have hunted together for decades can have different ideas when they see the same quarry. They sometimes even fight over it. Everyone is different. This has nothing to do with whether or not we have a halo. But you tell me I won't truly become a Lateran until I have a halo. Do you mean to say that I wasn't a true Lateran for the past 20 years? Has my entire life been a poor imitation? It has, Sister Hildegard. We should not see that as a rejection of you or any other Liberi. Wow, Nurturer, thanks. Yeah, that is a big insult. It is simply a necessity for the acceptance of Laterano. I don't care about rejection or acceptance. I just don't think there's anything wrong with my life. I don't see a reason why I have to accept this so-called blessing. Laterano has already made a decision, Sister Hildegard.
It was the first time I experienced a parting pag. It wasn't a good feeling. I guess that was when my life started to go off the rails. It's like those popcorn movies, you know. The Chainsaw Guy series, or the Bridges of Mycelion. First Gia, then you. My finest student. I exiled her from Laterano personally. I worry too about Fia. What, you're worried about your dear granddaughter might run away and you'll die alone? You all had your issues. I tried to do something, but never actually helped anyone. Did you really try, or are you just lying to yourself to feel better? Maybe both. But there's something you got wrong. I support the idea of halos for everyone, not only because I want to protect the order and purity of the holy city. You're making Laterano sound awfully racist by putting it this way. A Laterano where everyone shares a halo will truly become one and whole. We'll be able to solve the unimaginable calamity that threatens all of Terra. It'll also solve all the other problems we've been having, including... Anyway, I think that's enough sharing for now. Dear Gratias, thank God that's over! Hearing all that garbage from you again is making me sick to my stomach.
Like, I don't think Paganini's being racist. I think he just doesn't like Patrizian. Like, heck, he has Vanini. And the dude makes guns for other Sancta, so he likes it there. He just like, Patrizian, you bastard.
Go on in, Pag. And if I say no, I don't want that light show you've got in your head, plus I've got no interest in studying your honorable motives.
Paganini levels his gun at the gun knight.
Just give it a minute. What do you mean? You're a genius gunsmith, Pag, but you're a library. You can't use the guns you make. They're just your calling cards. You're really that furious with me. Give it until the ceremony. Then you can put a bullet in me. Once you have a halo, you'll be able to use it.
Paganini smashes the gun against the knight's armors. Pieces fly in all directions, and the broken gun stock makes a dull thud as it hits the ground in the distance, echoing throughout the corridor. Oh yeah, he's mad. He hates Patrizian.
Go on in, Pag.
Legatus Mostima, Overseer Fiametta, your contribution to Laterano is much appreciated. Now kindly come this way. To the nurseries already filled to the brim. The ceremony is about to begin. The matriarch will first enlighten the library who have lived in Laterano for many years. Then the broken halos and wings of the fallen angels will be repaired. Quickly now, I will lead the way. Heh. Nope. Funeral. Still such an ominous name for the stage. Oh gosh, these birds. Oh my goodness, flippers of the Sancta. It's so cute. Well, Patrizian seems to think so. Like, he truly believes that the best of them are the ones with halos. Or at least the most understanding of them. Like, Stinky Patrizian right now. I do like how Paganini called him out, being like, bro, are you sure it's not because... like, you weren't trying hard enough? You're not trying hard enough, not because we don't have halos, that you don't understand us. Like, what? That's insane. It could never be my fault. Why would it ever be my fault? Thank you, Paganini. Uh-oh, this is gonna be chaos. Okay, we'll those guys up. That's good. Ta-da!
For
Come in.
me, I think Lemon is the best example that you can try hard enough to empathize with other races without a halo. But Patricia might to take a vacation. You're in Laterano for far too long.
I wonder if that's why he's at a Rhodes Island now. He's like, you know what? Maybe I do have to get out more. I guess I'll go to that Rhodes Island place. Good for you, Patrician. It's a funny thought. Good for Grandpa. He needs to learn about the world. Come in.
Cardinal Lemuel.
I'm afraid you'll have to find another way to address me now. And I was under the impression that the Cura wasn't letting anyone visit me. Isn't that right?
I put in a report. I was only just created. It's only natural that I would seek my predecessor's advice.
You adapted quickly, Cardinal Amos. I thought you said you didn't really have aspirations.
Party. Senora, I didn't come to gloat. Our relationship was never cloak and dagger, was it?
Sorry. But if you came to ask about Lemuel, I've already said that this many times. I have no idea where she is.
It's something else that I want to ask about. Did you sacrifice your career only to protect your sister? Or did you truly believe what she said? From the Nativity to the Summit of Nations, something doesn't seem right about all that has been happening in Laterano lately. It's like we've come down with a sort of illness.
Do the same thing to me.
There's something I want you to see.
Amos turns his terminal on and hands it to Lemuel. What's this?
Application to join the Legati. I wanted to be a Legatus and get assigned to Bolivar.
You want to leave Laterano? Why?
My wife and I, we had a big fight and I left. When I came back, she had gone on a mission dealing with Sarkaz raiders attacking caravans in the wilderness near Kazdel. She's always been like that, never listening to people. It was winter. I figured she wouldn't be back until spring. And I was thinking about doing something to make up for my leaving. You know the rest about what happened to her. Fallen, exiled, etc.
Oh, that is so bad, right after a fight. He's like, I can apologize to her later when she comes back. Nope. Oops.
It was convenient that the 7th Tribunal was responsible for national security and foreign relations. It took a long time, but I finally found out where she went. I thought.
I understand. What do you mean, though, when you said something didn't feel right? Ooh, and a rather interesting place and character. A city that is found by a sweet sibling. Your sister Shu. Your current speculation. A lot of its architecture is based on Dahuang. And another sweet Fernwood. Ooh! Oh, that's exciting.
The selection standards for Legati are extremely high. A man of my ability didn't really have much hope. The application sat in my draft box for a long time until...
You approved your own application when you were created Cardinal of the 7th Tribunal?
Yes.
Okay, Amos, I love that for him. He's just like, you know what? If I can't get this new position while I'm just a regular dude, I will accept becoming the next Cardinal just so I can approve my own application. That's right. I can now travel to my wife. All I want to do. Good for you, dude. Just good for you.
Yes. Reverend Patrician said all I needed was an opportunity when he informed me of my imminent creation. And I'm sure he meant something else, but this is all I could think of. However, the moment I approved the application, it just vanished. No notice of rejection, no record to be found anywhere. It just disappeared from my terminal, like it never existed. There was no way the application would have gone through. I would not be allowed to resign my cardinalate and become a legatus so quickly. Besides, all the legati have been recalled to Laterano. I wouldn't be able to go and see Aurela, even if I really did become one. For me, approving the application wasn't even about making up for anything. It was just a small, insignificant comfort. Who would want to wipe away such a small comfort? For me, that was enough to make me question if this Laterano is real. Maybe. Your sister was right.
Have you told anyone else?
No, I couldn't sleep last night. You were the only one I could talk to about this.
This isn't some newfangled interrogation technique, is it, Cardinal Amos?
You can trust me, Signora Lemoine. We both have things that truly matter to us, few things.
An interesting point, Signor Amos.
By the way, there's an even bigger nativity scheduled at the Shrine of Nurtury today.
We prepare for death all our lives, even in a place like Bocomaria, where everything is washed out by ideas of plague and famine. An old man may lick his parched lips and say something to the effect before his eyes close forever. Words as old as time, as they say, to some. They are an eulogy to wishes unfulfilled, to others, an utterance free of regret. But there is a common premise between the two. Death is the conclusion to life. Baby looks up in confusion. Flaps wings anxiously.
Indeed, child, your mother will answer no more.
Ah, there's the funeral. Mama. Oh no.
She has died.
Soft chirp. Oh, baby. Well, and waiting time to step up as a new mother. I wonder how the others are gonna find out that's a dream. The mother has breathed her last, and Dwayne gently closes her eyes. Fledgling leans over. He is trembling. Even the sheen of his hide darkened. Anduin places him on his own knee and looks into his eyes. The fledgling's voice is mumbled. Anduin does not speak the language of beasts, but he can feel sorrow, like a current running beneath the calm surface. The fledgling's and his own.
Death is accompanied by new birth. When your mother knew that her own life was beyond saving, she chose to leave the hope of life to you. She used her last strength and succeeded. This is your first lesson.
Soft chirp.
Rocamorea, the town with the clock tower, the abbey in the wilderness, and now, I've experienced many such moments, and now I have another. Each experience brings deeper insight.
All walk toward the inevitable end. That is why the continuity of meaning is so precious. Death is a parting, gift from the departed to the living, beginning of the living's own salvation.
Do not fear, child. Lament and remember. I will do so with you.
I will stay outside and leave her funeral to you, Anduin.
What of the matriarch?
She is indisposed, preparing for the nativity to bestow heals upon all the non-sancta here. She sends her apologies.
No matter. We have grown accustomed to welcoming new life with ceremony, while funerals are always simple. To the matriarch that it will be a little while before I return to duty.
Hello, hello? Are you alright?
The mother's passing was sudden. The child is young and unaccustomed to such sorrow. I must stay by his side.
No, it's you the matriarch is worried for.
What do you mean?
The matriarch said that she and you had been with this mother for a long time. He understands the sorrow in your heart. You're a thinker. Every journey gives you inspiration, but also fatigue. As for the child, he is a miracle. He has the strength to emerge from darkness. The matriarch wishes me to tell you that no new life in Laurana will ever succumb to calamity nor sorrow. They'll be born equal, they'll be brave, and they will be strong. Laurana will see to it. Bebe. Anduin feels the fledgling arbor beast push against his arm. He wants to calm him down, but the fledgling pushes his hand away and spreads his wings. The fledgling takes flight, landing on a comfort bell in the middle of the room, making a pleasant sound. Anduin watches in confusion. He has worn a halo for decades, yet his eyes still struggle to adjust to the fledgling's dazzling light. Flaps wings forcefully. Loud cry. He's been with the fledgling day and night. He knows what these movements mean. The fledgling is inviting him to play. The nurturer, who can never turn down a child, stands stunned. He wants to communicate his sorrow, decline this incomprehensible invitation in the most tactful way possible. But eventually, he steps up and takes the young arbor beast's claw. dancing a waltz in the middle of an empty room along to the comfort bells. The RBB's excited cries echo throughout the room. His feathers shine bright under the halo, showing its sheen unreservedly in the spinning circles. Their steps grow quicker, and Anduin looks toward the body of the deceased mother, trying to ascertain his own emotions. Then he realizes at the start. He's no longer sad. He's joyful as a fledgling. He's beautiful as a fledgling. He sings and dances for the future with a heart full of hope, just like the fledgling. His spinning steps draw beautiful circles on the ground and in the air.
Is this what Sancta means? Only the instinct to avoid pain, but no right to sorrow and mourning? Is this the Sancta? Is this the miracle of life?
Nobody answers his hysterical call. His matriarch is bestowing halo after halo upon the people in the Hall of Enlightenment. He alone stops in his tracks. He recalls the funeral, one that should not exist in his memory. Oh, he's waking up. A field of irises, a child, cruel but sincere confessions and prayers, ringing of bells. Town.
Still no answer. Hey, Aurella. You don't believe me. You listen for yourself. Ouch! The sound hurts my ears. It's just noise. I can't make out anything.
What's going on, Aurella?
You're asking me?
You're a gun knight. We're at least. You know more about these things than we do.
You said it yourself. I was a gun knight. The static is bad enough. You want to add to the noise, and I know plenty of ways to shut you up.
Sister. Don't be afraid, Hugo. Please, Aurella. The children are watching. These Sancta have come a long way after a terrible ordeal that left them with broken halos, and a heart full of fear with no comfort in sight.
The intercity net of Laterano has always been very stable, with dedicated personnel performing regular maintenance on communications equipment located in settlements outside the city. This emergency communication post is only 3 kilometers from the Lateran city. If any one of them is still working, this would be it. But I've sent a dozen hells through the special channel with no response. Is Laterano really done for? Ha!
Will you try a few more times, Aurella?
You look even more nervous than them.
Do I? Nuetta does not say more. A few children come over and grab hem of her dress, carrying her forward with her. The white walls of Laterano are already visible from the settlement. Impeccable as the clouds, it looks like the abode of a holy spirit who accidentally ventured into the mortal realm. A miracle that should not exist. The pilgrims are but a stone's throw away, dusty and tired. Their broken halos and wings seemed even darker in this wilderness. Pilgrims have reached the end of their journey, but is it truly the end of their suffering? That's it. Laterano.
Looks like the people in there can hardly even fend for themselves at this point. Get your things, we're going in. You're right, we can't wait here forever. Let's go.
But if we enter the city without the Curious permission?
Tell me, do we fallen sinners ever ask the Curia for permission when we decide to return? Don't tell me you came back to repay Laterano's kindness. I'll put you first against the wall.
Stop.
You must not enter Laterano. Look who we've got here, a Nobunaga Hall executor. Are you Aurella? You know who I am? I looked you up in the Nobunaga Hall database after receiving your message. Aurella, former citizen ID. LC 007-3458. Former captain of the 3rd Gun Knights. You were tasked to escort a Lateran caravan through the northern wilderness in the winter of 1090. When you engage a group of Sarkas mercenaries in combat, you completed your mission, but the nomadic abbey encountered a small-scale catastrophe on your way back. The Sarkas prisoners attempted an insurrection and were executed on the spot by you. When a fellow gun knight attempted to record the events truthfully in a mission report, you threatened your cohort with a gun in order to hide your excessive use of force. In the chaos that ensued, you killed your cohort, resulting in you being stripped of citizenship and exiled from Laterano for life. And what of it, Senior Executor? Are you trying to remind me that Laterano will never forget my sins? Look at the hundreds of people here. Some are fallen angels who were exiled like me. Some are Irari, who left the Holy City for different reasons. Some of them have never even seen the Holy City, growing up in a cesspit like Bolivar, yet still believing in the tenets of Laterano. Have you not seen their halos? Are they fallen, or are they sick? They've crossed mountains and rivers to come here for an explanation, for any comfort they can find. And all the Lateran does is send a single executor to stop us from entering.
More and more Irari Sanctas gather, surrounding Federico, pointing their weapons at him.
You'll keep us out because we left Laterano for too long and forgot how to live like other Sanctas.
The law punishes sinners, but what sin did I commit when all I did was live 20 honest years in Lithanian? If the law is that cruel, then it's not us who should be punished. It's you. You and your cohorts. Us beasts of the law. I feel because you punished an innocent man. You've never used your power for good. Federico watches the crowd quietly. The street lamps have lit at an inopportune time, casting eerie colors upon their faces. Fear, anxiety, anger, confusion, panic. All these emotions come together to twist their visages. Their hands tremble as they hold their weapons. The tension is palpable in the air. Federico is confident he can take out their leader quickly and suppress the rest by force, bringing the situation under control. He has always done so. It has always worked. Federico is an outstanding executor. He has been with the Notarial Hall for 8 years. He knows what he's doing. This is his 3rd year as a saint. Other than a burnt flower and a few chance acquaintances, there is no one to guide him or instruct him. Slowly, he moves his hand away from the gun at his belt, making sure the tense crowd sees it, while his eyes never leave them.
I did not come here. I did not come to repeat the judgment that Laterano once passed upon you. I am not here as a representative of the Notarial Hall, the Curia, or any other official Lateran organ. The reason you must not enter Laterano is because the city is currently affected by anomalies beyond comprehension. Your presence may cause the situation to further deteriorate. I will explain, but I need time.
Explanation?
Arturia, you should not leave the city, the holy city.
Don't worry, I met the doctor. And I am here in the doctor's instructions. The doctor's discovery confirms our hypothesis. All of Laterano is caught up in some kind of dream. But the anomalies in the dream are being reflected in reality. A calamity has descended on the entire city.
Like the Hargerake invasion of Schwillingsturm, after the disintegration of the Witch King's Avalon.
Maybe. I don't fully understand it myself, but there's no doubt that millions of Laterans are being caught in a struggle between reality and illusion. We need help.
The Violators and Irari.
A chance dissonance is often the beginning of an interesting variation.
I concur with the doctor. However, if the calamities engulfed all of Laterano, they are likely to enter the dream the moment they enter the city.
That's why I came looking for you. And I brought my cello. Keep him awake with music. And now MT8, Pilgrimage. The first Sancta returns to the Holy City. The term Sancta is redefined. Wait, the first saint. Oh gosh, 4 entrances, 2 exits, and more sleepy dudes. I can wake them up. Yeah, I'll wake them up. This'll be fine. Welcome, Chaos. Speaking of chaos, Over here, doctor. Squeeze in a bit so this dessert cart's in front. Oh, it's so cute! Wait, go back to the dessert cart, please. Finally, a chance to catch my breath. Thanks for going through all that. Whose dessert cart is this? Thanks. Yap Tooth Girl. You must be here for the ceremony, Signora. Would you like to try my ice cream? Yes, please. It looks good. Before Monster can even refuse, little girl gleefully shoves a cup of ice cream into her hands. It's not a flavor you can get anywhere else in Laterano. I can take her out. Nobody would notice. No, she just wants to give you ice cream. Don't. As Monster gives you this paranoid suggestion, she plops a spoonful of ice cream into her mouth without even thinking about it. Wow, that's really good. Will you tell me your name, kid? It's got my answer for me, Confessor. Da-da-dee-dee-da. You called Edie-da. Da-da-dee-dee-da. I love that name. Edie-da, da-da-dee-dee-da, Edie-da. You named yourself after the dessert cart's music? Don't be silly. I customized it to sound like my name. Did you know those guards, Edie-da? Aren't you scared of this lady, Edie-da? Did you know those guards? Wow, I've never heard a confessional speak like that before. It's the latest model. Looks like she buys explanation. Were you helping cover for us just now, Edie-da? Yep, because all a lot of Rattle needs a change. That's what you think too, right? Was I just imagining things? You're the first person to say my sugar-free carbonated water-flavored ice cream was tasty, Signora. Sugar-free carbonated water-flavored ice cream? Ah. Interesting. Well, that explains why it's so refreshing. Mama and Tata are right. This is the rocky road I walk. But I finally found a little bit of success. Mind explaining a bit more? Desserts connect every Lateran, but if you eat too much sugar, not only are you gonna get bad teeth, even your halo will start getting cavities. Tato's a dentist. Every time he says that, people think he's just trying to get more business for his clinic. Right now, my halo kind of feels like a rotten tooth I just lost. It's making me feel not so good. I believe it's the Lord giving me a revelation. So I'm gonna practice what I preach. I'll change Laterano's eating habits and rebuild our connections with the power of sugar-free ice cream. That's a grand dream you've got there, Edie-da. Would you support this young citizen's vision, madam? I wonder if she'd get along with Hibiscus. Like, oh, you want to make healthy snacks? Okay. Let me teach you my healthy biscuit recipe. Mind if we take a walk together? I'd like to hear more about this connection between halos and tooth decay. Okay. We should be able to avoid the guys chasing us with this kid around. You need to get in touch with Apple Pie ASAP, Doctor. I'm trying. Hey there, leader. Sounds like you're able to loosen that comms control thingy since we're having a long-distance call and all. It's not entirely a good thing, Apple Pie. This means everything in the dream is collapsing faster. This means the calamity in reality is getting worse. Yeah, I figured as much. The way you explained it, leader. This big, ugly building really is poking up out of Laterano streets and is spewing out haloed monsters to chase people around. Sounds like reality's a lot scarier than in the dream. What you said is what I saw, Apple Pie. But some people are starting to awaken. Variables in reality are making the dream skip some steps. Some people are starting to awaken. Man, this is way too complicated for me. Just tell me, what's the worst thing that might happen? Laterano might stop existing entirely. Ooh, yeah, that's really a really big deal. Well, no matter the situation, I can still find the jerk behind all this and free everyone from fake Laterano, right? We're limited to keeping you clear-headed and free to move around. The restrictions Monster and I are under haven't been lifted yet. Monster and I are still looking into other leads. Got it. Leave Laterano's troubles to Lateran like me. Oops, gotta keep my voice down. The Grand Nativity's about to start, and it wasn't easy finding a chance to sneak in. Monster and I will keep tearing up the streets. Monster and I will keep the eyes off you. Say, how did the two of us meet again? One of Sora's releases, Texas's birthday party. The Time Panel Logistics crashed into the Lungman office while cracking down on the Blood Hammer gang? Or was it the time I was planning on stealing a few sick old racing beasts when I ran into you on your way to buy their freedom? We definitely met in Lungman at least. I don't think it was any of those. It was when I summoned you.
See any of the messages? For some reason, I can't see the chat box.
Oh, weird if you can't see them. Huh. Must have been, what, 5 years now? Well, here's to yet another beautiful partnership, leader. Likewise, Apple Pie, stay safe. Stay safe.
Everyone is in position, Reverend Petruzion. Next, we will coordinate with the Shrine Patrol to clear the surrounding streets, lock down the intersections, and ensure nobody is wandering about. Gratias. Every gun I gathered together, ammunition allocations, and fire restrictions fully lifted. There's never been so big an event in the history of our order, has there? The nativity is of great significance to Laterano. The black snow on the ice of Sami, the hole in the sky above Lathanian, even the raging tides that dash against the coast, are all in alignment with the true calamity that has been prophesied. Imagine how terrifying such a disaster would be. When the time comes, 200-odd gun knights taking to the field would be like a child throwing stones into the sea. I fear a holy city, which has stood tall for millennia, will fade away. The Pontifica Corps and the Notarial Hall are still pursuing Lemuel and her co-conspirators. There is something else you must know. That nurturer who was guiding Mostimon, Yameta, was just attacked. Would you like to go and check on the scene, Reverend? No. My post is here.
The time has come. All our library brethren, please go to the Hall of Enlightenment. The time has come. Over here, please. Once the other races have been bestowed their halos, the matriarch shall mend the broken halos and wings of the fallen angels, so that we may all regain empathy with our people. It has begun, matriarch. I thank you all. You've forsaken nearly all rest since the establishment of the shrine. There have been many mishaps since the last nativity. We must advance our plans. The shrine's mission must be seen to completion as quickly as possible. To this day, we have walked the same path, matriarch. This is something we realized long ago. Oh yes, it was one other thing on my mind. Today's ceremony is all about bestowing halos on the non-sancta rather than a birth. So why are we still using the name Nativity? Is there a better term for it? The nurturers lead the peoples of various races into the Hall of Enlightenment, converging towards the center. The grand procession is like a herd of migratory beasts, yet none speak a word. There's only the tinkling of countless comfort bells. As if in response, the matriarch lifts her head towards the crowd. Henceforth, all who are sheltered by the holy city shall share one destiny, entwined into a singular whole. Can this be called anything but the rebirth of Laterano? Happy birthday! The crack of shattering glass cuts through the calming chimes of the comfort bells. A bullet from the sniper rifle, its source is unknown, but it flies straight for the matriarch's sightless eyes. Blinding sunlight seeps in. The strange couple at the door. Looks like they're deciding where to go for dinner using a roulette wheel. Interesting idea, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So they're the ones who wish to adopt you. But why won't they come in and tell me that themselves? Oh, I get it. They don't want to put too much pressure on me. Now, why do you think that? Because they're pretending to fiddle with their guns while actually looking our way. Nothing ever gets past you, does it? Yes, I reached out to them before they came here. Your parents were in that caravan raid, and the Nobunaga Hall's been trying to arrange things with a few families for the better part of a year now. But nobody's bitten yet. You're the strongest child I've ever met, En. But you've still got a long way to go, and we can't let a kid live all by herself. I know, Senora. I'm not annoyed or anything. It's just I'm going to accept the kindness of others. I'm going to have to be a good kid myself. It's really, really important. Well, the long and short of it is, they wanted me to tell you that they really like you. I also think they really... Can I have a week? No, 3 days? I'll think things over. Once I make a decision, I won't go back on it.
Is this the one that feels right for you?
Mm-hmm. Well, a sniper rifle. If it was me, I would never choose that one. No, even when it's my turn in a few years, I'll pick lots and lots and lots of guns. Sounds good.
Well, I have to remind you that this fellow's been sitting here a few years now. Never been picked. Best think it over.
It's really quiet.
No, what I meant was, the sort of gun's different from the others. Truth be told, it's not very suited to lively sanctas. When you're on a battlefield, you won't get many chances to fire it. You have to make every shot count. Whether you're trying to protect something or to destroy it, you'll need to have a sharper eye, a sharper mind, and take on more risks and costs. Because you can pull the trigger or let it go, but you can't afford to hesitate.
Today is Lemon's birthday. Today she chooses a patron firearm, giving even more meaning to this already extremely important day to the Sancta. The gunsmith speaks with all seriousness. Her mother and father behind her, and all of her friends are silent. Even the ever-vivacious Lemuel keeps her mouth closed like a good girl for once. Despite the silence, Lemuel knows that they're all looking right at her. This is the one, Master Pag. Please guide me through selecting the other parts. Nice. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about it not having a chance to fire, Master Pag. You could smack people real hard with a gun this big. And my fist is super strong. I love the thought of her just, like, smacking people with it.
Through the spiritual light, even the darkest stain can be cleansed. With a pious heart, even a savage monster can wade out of the mud.
Huh. Put that down, Captain. I've got you in my sights. You're unstable, I can sense it. Calm down. The thing's affecting your mind. It's evoking your disappointment in Laterano. I know you submitted your resignation before we left, but even if you're determined to return to the wilderness, right now, you're still one of us. Think about the fried cheese we ate before we left, okay? Think about that foul beast that Fiumetta got you. The soft and downy one.
My disappointment in Laterano. No, far from it. He showed me how Laterano can save everyone.
None of us know if what you're saying is the truth of reality, or illusions and lies. Mosima will be here soon. She has a way to get that thing off you. We can start looking into its secrets afterwards, alright?
There's no afterwards. It's fading away. I must hold on to it. You know, it's no illusion, Lemoine. It's certainly not lies. You saw those people locked in stasis, outside of time, down in the underground palace. Those who do not die yet do not live. You heard what that mad sarcast said to his shadow. The future shall have no secrets. So you should understand, we found is a key to time itself. What I saw was a revelation. A future where even the most savage of monsters can be saved.
Your arts are running haywire, Anduin. The thing is eating away at you.
If the future exists, I must find the path that leads to it. I won't let go. I need to know more.
Anduin keeps his grasp on the oddly shaped staff. Light condenses into solid form and engulfs the entire cave. I have a lot of chances to pull the trigger, Lemoine thinks. But amidst the chaotic, rolling waves of emotion, Lemoine finally finds a thread of rationality running through Anduin's mind. They had broken bread with one another. They had built bonds with one another. They understood one another, entrusted their lives to one another. Their pathetic link was stronger than any other. In the final moments, Lemoine confirms her friends have not been swept away in that unfathomable chaos. She loosens her finger on the trigger. Damn it! Look out, Lemoine! Huh. Yep. Matriarch of the Shrine of Nurtury. Yet. The rooftop wind whips wildly at the sniper's cheek. She does not blink. Her hand does not move in the slightest. She hears, she sees, she thinks, she judges. She doesn't have many chances to fire. She has to make every shot count. She can pull the trigger or let it go, but she can't afford to hesitate. Before that crucial moment, she and her gun do not speak. Lemoine is silent. She looks through her scope once more, double-checking what she sees in her sights. It is proof that she pulled the trigger. Compared to the ones in the vast lands, statues oft seen in Laterano are more incomprehensible, Cardinal. Paradise has shaped our faith, so peculiar that it becomes somewhat distorted. The souls of the living praying for survival, as they traverse catastrophe and suffering. Such is the most basic farce of faith, or face of faith. No, there's never a dull statue in Laterano. My life is faith-shaped. Gun-wielding saints towering over the streets do not represent disdain for calamity and suffering. They have simply chosen to take up a different mindset when comforting them. Through her scope, from far in the distance, Lemoine can finally see that all the statues in the shrine, their heads bowed and their hands clasped, are facing only the pious matriarch as they pray. F. If she really is a horrible monster, then it's unlikely a bullet will do any real damage. At the very least, it'll let the people in the shrine see what's so unnatural about her, and create an opportunity for you, Elle. The rest, I leave to you. Senor Amos?
Senor Lemoine, my location has been compromised.
I'll come back you up right away.
No need. The shrine patrol is already here, and the gun knights too. There's a lot of them. I'll hold down the street corner. Get yourself out of the building before they surround the place.
What about you?
It's too late for me. They've started firing. Looks like our deduction was right. This cannot be a place just for birthing babies. Anyway, did you take care of the target?
Yes, got her in one.
That's good, that's good. Haha. At least this way. I managed to save a few people. Stop a few things that need to be stopped. I'll be useless forever now, can I? Well then, Baily. Go do what you need to do, Senor Lemoine. Actually, I've got a question I want to ask you. Funny. It's only once you can't hear it that I finally dare to ask it.
A glitch in the comms terminal must be keeping the line open, and so the man goes on at length, chattering into the microphone. Lemon hesitates for a moment, then chooses to be silent.
Was I really that useless? I never thought about it before, even though it took nearly all I had just to become a small-time investigator for the Senate Tribunal. And I never got a promotion during my decade or so there. It seems as Laterans never doubt ourselves on that front. It's like we naturally have 100 million ways to keep ourselves happy and satisfied. I know someone who made sticks for lollipops. He takes several types of paper tape and twists them together into rainbow-colored sticks, made nearly no money out of it. He did it simply because he knew children loved them. But ever since I found out Aurela had been banished from Laterano, and there was nothing I could do about it, I haven't been able to feel even a microsecond of satisfaction with myself. You're completely useless, Amos. That's all I could think. Like, how you can never forget the taste of the very first terrible dessert you ever ate. Haha. I thought that maybe, with a few more years, I could use my seniority to muddle my way to the Legati and go on a trip to Bolivar. I couldn't save her in the name of Laterano. Not even I can forgive her for what she did. I just want to see her again and apologize for the argument we had. After so many long years of waiting, I finally got my chance, but it was all just a dream. A dream's fine too. If it's all a dream, then I don't have to worry about anything. Maybe getting shot here doesn't mean anything in reality. When I was younger, I got 5th place in the 7th Tribunal new joiner shooting competition, you know.
I love just monologuing.
I even met Aurela that day at the range. It's a shame we weren't able to save each other.
I'd say that at the very least, you're a great investigator, Amos.
Oh, you were still in the line, Lemoine.
It's time to wake up. Is the funeral complete, Anduane? My condition before waking up from the dream? Ooh. Hey, hello, hello. Mine would be getting such awesome pulls, and then I look at my phone and be like, wait a second, where's my summons? Like, oh no. It never existed in the first place. Shoot.
It is.
The Hall of Enlightenment is this way. You seem to be going the wrong way.
Am I?
The nativity has begun, and the matriarch is waiting for you. Where are you planning to go out? Where are you planning to go right now? Your motions are rather unstable.
No, I've never felt more clear-headed. I'm not going the wrong way either.
And I'll take care. I ask that you accompany me to see the matriarch, Anduane. Bonk. Looks like we arrived right on time.
Mosima, Fiametta, you... What, am I supposed to be like the other library, pushed back into the herd by the guards no matter how I protest? Or should I be really looking forward to seeing if my halo gets to be a square or a circle?
Speaking of, I'm curious how they are going to mend the fallen angels' halos.
Mosima.
Sorry, got sidetracked. You owe us an explanation, Anduane. Gathering up all the non-sancta, forcing changes on their bodies. I thought this sort of stuff only happened in those shady Colombian tech companies full of mad scientists.
Is this what you meant when you said it was about the future, about a possibility for Laterano?
Is this what the matriarch promised you?
I've strayed from my path. That I cannot deny. Laterano wove a beautiful dream for us all. I was trapped too deep and took too long to awaken.
Still talking nonsense even now?
The other guards will be here soon.
Damn it, do you think we can get close to the matriarch if we use him as a hostage, Mosima? Maybe. She does trust him a lot. I'd be a little worried if we left it all up to Elle.
I can sense a multitude of emotions growing by the second. The number of people with empathy in this shrine is increasing. The nativity has begun. It's no use. Even if you subdue the matriarch right now, we must go and do what we still can. I'll think of what to do about the ceremony that should not exist, but it's likely to lead into great chaos. I should buy you the time to evacuate our people.
What's your plan?
Why do you think we'll trust you, Anduin? Seriously, a babbling lunatic who already betrayed his friend once, saving everyone. You don't need to trust me. Pity will not save the people. I don't have that kind of power. All someone who has walked the wrong path of obsession can do is to save himself.
Wait, Anduin, take this.
A bomb?
I'll give it to us to draw the guards' attention. But if you really are going to stop the ceremony that shouldn't exist, like you said, you'll need it more than us. Anduin walks past the pair, heading straight for the depths of the shrine. His steps are slow, but Phi-MD makes no move to stop him. You okay with letting him go? He's reliable when he sticks to a handful of words instead of a full-on parable. True, true. The situation is too damn weird. Not like we have any better options at the moment. There's a whole lot of people coming this way, probably chasing Anduin. I'll buy him some breathing room. I'll get even with him after this is all over. Truce. The shrine's very first nursery. Once, with a heart full of hope, it was here he tended to an unfortunate mother, day after day. Now the child she left behind has clambered up onto the comfort bell. Sparkling droplets of water on his freshly washed wings, refracting in the lamplight, just like a dream. The Arbor Beast does not mind his caretaker's prior outburst. He calls out happily as always, inviting Anduin to play with them. Bebe. Insignificant trifles and grand feats are but a hair's breadth from one another. You've labored for many years over this grueling journey of yours. You should not let such meaningless difference stay your steps. I will need you to lift your spirits, for aside from caring for this mother and child, there are more deeds that must be done. An insignificant nurturer, a heaven-piercing shrine. The former could grit his teeth, harden his heart, and refuse the young beast's invitation. But this minor act of rebellion would do nothing to shake the foundations of the latter.
I should be doing more. I must do more. But how do I shake the pillars of the shrine? How do I erase the miracle that has already occurred?
The Shrine of Nurtury. This towering edifice was not built in a day. It began as a simple, ordinary nursery.
Our nursery.
Do we start with the blueprints of such an imposing shrine? No, we merely wish for a safe, comfortable room for that mother. And yet, its frenzy evolution led to what it is now. That is how a future where all are saved can sprout from our faith.
This was the very first nursery in the Shrine of Nurtury. This was the starting point of this grand building. This is where you and I placed our faith. And so, Kef, I'll tear my faith apart.
Anduin examines the bomb Mosima gave him closely. It has been imaginatively cobbled together from all sorts of daily necessities. Its base decorated with a bright splash of graffiti. He cannot remember what the girl who made this looked like. He might have met her once or twice. And they might have met once or twice. They might never have met at all. He can only remember Lemwin recounting her deeds countless times over. Did one of the section before this.
I was never alone as I sought a way through this trail of thorns, was I.
Without the slightest hesitation, he lights the fuse. Careful, chirp!
I understand that you're no longer sad and suffering, my child, but you do not sense danger, even as this room is about to explode. Or are you simply uninterested in this as well? Does Laterano no longer need us to feel fear?
puzzled chirp. The arbor beast flies down to the ground, rubbing against Anduin's trousers in confusion.
If we cannot feel fondness, fear, or torment for all that life has to offer, how can we speak of revering it? I should have asked you this, my child. But it was I who brought you here. You could even say you were born in answer to my vision. This is our penance, a lesson for the both of us.
Anduin bends over and cradles the arbor beast into his arms. Okay, good job, Anduin. Take care of the baby. You are his mother now. Like baby's first explosion. Like, here, child, let me teach you how to blow up a nursery.
That gunshot. I'm so very glad to hear the sound of your gun at this time around. And this time around, Lemuen.
What an image! Sparks bloom wildly across the nursery. A giant comfort bell clatters as it falls, its sonorous notes adding to the clamor. The explosion engulfs the room, devouring the graceful balance of light and shadow. I love it. Just walking out with an explosion in the background, cradling a little baby. Oh, it's too funny. Let's see how this goes. Sparks bloom wildly across the nursery. A giant comfort bell clatters as it falls, its sonorous notes adding to the clamor. The explosion engulfs the room, devouring the graceful balance of light and shadow.
Was this realm a dream, or an obsession? Once you had a flock of brothers and sisters following behind you. They were rejected, harmed, insulted, desecrated. They named you guide, and walked a long path with you. Yet here in this Laterano, which you believed equal and selfless, you forgot them, and so I ask, how should this community you long for be shaped? How should this holy city you yearn for be rebuilt? What path is it you walk, Anduin? What answers does it lead? If this is a dream, then I shall awake. If this is obsession, then I shall shatter it. Let us only speak of redemption after that.
The flames swallow the entire nursery. The arbor beast flaps his wings furiously. There's no fear in his eyes, as though he is simply dancing. Yet Anduin still covers his eyes out of habit. The baby's having so much fun. In this final moment, Anduin hears a bell, clear as day. Are you alright, matriarch? The ceremony has been interrupted. The entire shrine is shaking. An explosion just now.
I have a thought to share.
Oh?
For Anduin, his realization was taking away his emotions to mourn. His path would always be in thorns. It hurts and he mourns. But that is something he values, the ability to feel like that. Hence why he could guide others to follow him. But now they are not even allowed to feel sorrow. So that's Anduin rejecting purity. Since tragedy is one of the reasons why we mourn. He'd rather have that than purity. He'd rather sin. A polarizing decision from Anduin. It's like, what do you think?
I think it's kind of funny. Considering, I like saying no fear, no pain. Like, sure, fear and pain is what keeps you safe to an extent too, but at the same time, honestly, if I could get rid of that feeling, I would get rid of it. But I think it's a little bit funny how he's like, you know what? Ew, you got rid of my sorrow? Disgusting. You know what? Let's end this stream. Like, dang, Anduin. You just want to suffer, bro.
But suffering. But he believes there's meaning to it. That path he walks is meaning itself. A dream is what takes it away. That's my interpretation of it.
He might find meaning in it, but nah. I would just get rid of it. Be like, wait, no fear, no pain? Cool. But, oh well. Kind of fun how he's gonna help end the dream in that case. Is an evacuation underway? Yes. Is a librarian working at a pontifical cohort's uniform? And a fallen angel leading our people to safety. Only half of the non-Sancta have successfully acquired halos. I will ask the patrol to have them reconvene right away. Like a cracking of bamboo, the explosion reverberates out from the depths of the shrine. The pearl of a bell from parts unknown drowns out the chimes of the comfort bells. Chaos reigns as countless people flock to the exit. The towering edifice sways as the blast wave finally reaches the Hall of Enlightenment. Let them leave. Forcing them to stay will only harm them irreparably. The shrine is collapsing, matriarch. No, what is collapsing is not only the shrine, but also the answer we sought with it. Gather the other nurturers. Everyone must leave at once. I will have the guards escort you out. The matriarch steps down from the dais. The wind, amidst the chaos, she hears the sound of the wind clearly from above her head, where there should only be praying statues and spotless stained glass. Hey, over here! You're not getting away that easily! The matriarch lifts her head. She cannot see who's approaching her, but her voice has an infectious quality to it. Almost instinctively, she stretches out her arm. I've been hanging onto this window for 2 hours already. If you don't get off that stage, my arms are gonna fall off. Apple Pie holds on tight to the matriarch. The world spins, and the two of them tumble to the floor. What they fall onto is not solid ground, but rather some odd softness. It's like falling into fog, yet also like falling into water. Apple Pie senses a great force pushing her outwards, one that is definitely not the explosion. Could this frail-looking woman really be that strong? She forces herself to open her eyes. She isn't sure when it happened, but the arm she is holding onto has become the jagged limbs of a beast. The matriarch's gentle face has disappeared under the water. They look at one another across the boundary between truth and lies. On her side of the line, the bell atop the Tower of Revelations rings, clear as can be. I did figure you weren't as pretty as you looked early on, but my imagination never prepared me for this. Not even Ancient Forge had anything as crazy looking as you. Well, at least I don't have to worry about ripping your arm off. My friends had to bust their butts to give me this chance. So get out there already. You have no way to hide away in a dream. You have no way to hide in our Laterano. Okay, matriarch, let's see what you really look like. I'm kinda into the forearms. So hey, girl. Hey, matriarch. Can you read a
Now
book?
that I think about it, Misaki, I have a thought to share. The underlying themes of this event. If Laterano is a bubble, then what the matriarch is doing right now is giving halos everywhere, all nonsense. It's basically trying to envelop Terra in that bubble. To PS1 in that same bubble. And there would be all the same, no differences. Then there is Exia, the Coel. One, one that has one that has gone outside the bubble to see what the outside looks like. For now, that's the parallel that I see when it comes to between the two.
Basically, all songs that have to should just go on at least, or go abroad for at least a year or something. It would do wonders for them.
Oh yeah, Misaki. What do you think of Anduin's description to what he saw in Castle, in the black in heard a familiar word, stasis, but also how to save everyone? Whoa. Does it give you enough hint to what he saw?
It kind of sounds like he saw the simulated universe. I wonder what ending he saw for the simulated universe. And lemons are pretty good. A bell tolls. Its unending peals echo across the entire city. It rings clear and steady, guiding stray souls towards it. Legend has it that after their long and arduous journey, saints built a tower and used the ringing of its bell to ward off the devils. That there rose a ladder in city, its walls of purest white standing fast against the elements, while the bell in the tower fell silent for millennia. Now it cries out once more. At 2 years since it last did so, in response to a mixed blood Sancta girl song. Stop, senior nurturer. Are you hurt? Don't move. It was hard enough getting you bandaged up.
Patia?
Like now you remember her. You're pretty much half dead by the time we got to the Shrine of Nurtury. We only had time to get you and these kids searching for you out of there.
Don't cry, Giselle. Romeo. It was all just a nightmare. We're finally awake.
A nightmare? Wounds and nightmares don't follow you into real life.
Where are the other brothers and sisters?
Keeping watch nearby. Guess you finally got your memories back. Why? Want to hear them call you guide again?
Sorry, Patia. It's clear that you were just trying to wake up a man who had lost his way again.
Why did you abandon the Pathfinders, Anduin? We rested in the wilds for a bit after leaving Sanctiluminium Ambrosi. According to our original plan, we would have passed the Iberian border soon after, back to the land where you came from. We even made contact with the Inquisition, but then you disappeared all of a sudden.
That was when the dream began for me.
What do you mean?
It's just an idea, one without any evidence behind it. It told me to turn away, to cast aside all my plans and return to Laterano.
You're saying you never actually met that blind lady and you didn't go back to Laterano with her for that baby's sake, like you were enticed by something? Nugae. It's starting to sound like something a crackpot charlatan would say.
I know this is hard to understand, even I don't fully get it.
I'll say there's too much hard to understand stuff at play here. You in that shrine, you wanted to plop heels on everyone's heads and turn us all into freaks who can't even decide what emotion to feel. Whatever, you managed to wake yourself up in the end. If you hadn't made such a ruckus by blowing up the nativity, all of Laterana would probably still be dreaming. With the boundary between the two sides so blurred, his deeds in the dream should be taken into full account during adjudication. Oh, Federico was here. Well, I think it's funny how Anduin just fell for the dream. He was like the first person to fall for the dream. Like, congratulations, Anduin, you're the chosen one.
Executor Federico of the Notaral Hall. I read your file, Anduin. Gathangelos.
Is that your surname, Anduin?
After the chaos you caused during the first Summit of Nations, the Curia banished you from Laterano. Now you return in secret and were involved in plotting the so-called Nativity Ceremony. You're partially responsible for the current turmoil troubling the city, and must accept a joint investigation by the first, fifth, sixth, and seventh tribunals.
Hey, can't you see he's hurt real bad? Besides, I'm pretty sure you've got more important things to worry about right now.
You need a hand executor. Get us into the city and we'll help you fight.
And you are? That...
What is it, Nuera?
Look over there! Getting your patron firearm means you've moved on to a new stage of life, Elle. Yeah, come quick, sis. We're taking a photo in front of the statue. I need to go to Lungmen. I need to get a proper explanation from Mostima. Let's send Lemuel off on her next adventure with a bang. The passage of time will bind people together, regardless of what they think about it. As long as your lives intertwine at some point, you have nothing to worry about. Safe travels home, apple pie. She feels herself moving, but she cannot open her eyes. Her back is cut by something rough, while her mind sinks into a bottomless softness, leaving the pain running through her body is dulled. Her thoughts flow into a boundless ocean of faith. She opens her eyes. Good morning. You've awakened, child. You're gravely wounded. Only by accompanying me, will you stay lucid during the transfiguration. While it was you who caused this interruption, we will not abandon you. Much as we once leaned on one another to traverse the devastation of catastrophe. The transfiguration? Do you mean that dream? I'm definitely awake, though. Why do you have a halo on your head? What kind of monster are you? All sanctas have halos, child. That we could forget from whence we came, that we could embrace our new lives, we named ourselves thusly. Thankfully, the passage of thousands of years has reshaped your appearances and ways of life. Perhaps you can follow those tone-bound accounts and call me Saint. Of course, my flesh and spirit have both long become one with the soil beneath Laterano's white walls. Oh, Matriarch's the first saint to come home. Like, yo, I'm one of your ancestors. Look at what evolution's done to you, my child. Of course, my flesh and spirit have both long become one with the soil beneath Laterano's white walls. What you see now is simply a snippet of code from his boundless program, vector bearing countless memories. When they used to be
Identity.
beasts.
That is Atikas, a Sancta Tikas, the first saint. That's the Santa's ancestor. The Sarkas be like, first time? Damn.
So how nice being cradled by your ancestor. So kind of her. What a nice saint. As he sees it, the path of the Sancta began with the saints, and so it should continue with the saints, who should lead you beyond calamity and into the future. I don't get a word of what you're saying. Where exactly are you taking me? It is not a question of you and I, child, but of all Laterans. Apple Pie straightens her neck backwards. The monster that calls herself Saint cradles Apple Pie, falling close behind our Sancta, as well as haloed Liberi felines and a host of creatures the likes of which she has never seen before. It is a grand procession meandering into the distance, its end far out of sight. Apple Pie can sense that these are no shambling husks. Their empathy has not faded. No, it is even stronger than it has ever been. The faith of the countless masses has condensed into the vast sea. They follow behind the saint to a destination clear their minds. Not even the saint's travels wrote of a sight so bizarre. Across millennia, as he granted revelation to his chosen few, that they may question, analyze, and deduce, so they may point Laterano in the right direction. I like how she looks. She kind of reminds me of a dragon. A dragon mixed with a bug, which I don't mind. Yeah. I was gonna say a spider at first, I'm like, wait, no, it's only 6 legs. Some sort of bug. But it would prove far too slow a process this time. He's never been this restless and uneasy.
Their first time speaking to their ancestors, technically, unlike the Sarkas.
Mm-hmm. Sarkas had the furnace. While the song to have hello, Saint. Matriarch. It's kind of crazy if you think about how the sarcasm song grew. He has never been this restless and uneasy. The master of all things has awoken. Threats nip at our heels. He must carry out his original duty. Because in this calculated future, there is no place for the Sancta. There is only time for him to directly impose what he has sensed on every one of us, to force the only solution he knows into being. An even more cohesive community of Sancta, Laterano as it should be. Yeah, listening to all this makes my head feel like it's about to pop. For heaven's sake, all this he, him, his stuff. What are you talking about? We are on our way to meet him, the foundation of faith, the prime mover. Even the deepest nightmare pales in comparison to the cruel reality, child. And with the collapse of the Transfiguration, I fear his actions have been noticed. There is not much time. Perhaps he and I, no, perhaps we, still have time to ensure the future of the Sancta. A march? A migration? Or perhaps a pilgrimage?
Based on that, it feels like she was manifested by the machine itself. That's what I got from her monologuing.
Like, she thinks she's doing the right thing.
Even given a physical form.
A grand procession of newborn Sanctas, traversing the streets of the holy city with a vigor the Sancta have not had in centuries. How should we describe such a sight?
What do you see, Aurella? There's halos on the street lamps and the trees, the dessert carts, The confessionals. Am I hallucinating, or is my scope fogged up?
Even the dessert carts.
That is no hallucination. The Shrine of Nurtury still exists in reality. These iridescent projections originate from it. Where the pilgrims go, the projections follow. Where they fall, even inorganic matter will sprout halos. These projections are like a form of unliving executor, redefining Sancta in the name of the law all over. All this time, we're told that whoever stains the purity of the Sancta shall be mercilessly cast out by the law. And now it turns out that the purest Sancta he so favors are actually streetlights and trees?
Aurela must be extra offended.
Huh. Can't believe I'm starting to think my fall was a good thing. If the gaggle wants to redefine Sancta into something nobody can understand, I have half a mind to leave them be. Don't worry, Executor. There's still some of them I want to kill. I agreed to help you fight, and I'll have that fight no matter what.
It seems like they really do want to remodel the entire city.
If their aim is to remodel the city via those projections, then forming a mass of people is a highly inefficient method. If they still choose to gather together, even after the dreams collapse, perhaps, bringing those projections around isn't the only way they have. They must have an additional method in mind. In order to use it, they must reach a common endpoint.
Yeah, like, how's your grumpy old man? We have a gentle ancestor grandma. I do wonder how the other how the ancestors would get along.
If their aim is to turn all that around on its head, then I might know where they're headed. The Basilica. I had a discussion with Pope Evangelista the 11th there once, and I was able to glimpse certain entities, to realize some truths. You do not need to doubt me, Signor. I do not. Your file was signed and sealed by the Pope himself. I will bring you there, Anduin. Hold on, Federico.
This whole city's gone mad, and nobody knows what the hell's going on. Why should we trust you?
It's my line! If you're concerned about if you're concerned about is who shall hold authority in this situation, considering nearly all present have violated the law to some degree, as an executor, I have the right to press you all into my temporary control. If it is the current calamity that is causing you to panic and deprive yourselves of sound judgment or action, I, Federico Giallo, am the first saint from outside the ranks of the popes. I do not believe this title has any special meaning, but if you require a reason, then there is none better. The procession will pass through here first, as they move from the Shrine of Nurtury to the Basilica. Hef, or rather, the monster, has unusually strong empathy. Even the bell of the Tower of Revelations can do nothing about her influence towards you. Katia, take the other Pathfinders and see Ms. Irari away from here. Go in the opposite direction.
You stay by yourself?
Trust in me, my brothers and sisters. This is the path I must walk.
At least change out of those clothes. You look god-awful. Or do you like walking around with blood all over your robe?
I don't own many outfits, and I don't know where my old cassock's gone.
Here. I liked how she just had that on her.
You kept it all this time?
Not like it took up much bag space. I don't know. I just felt like this wasn't something I should throw away. Go on, take it.
Thank you, Patia, for all these many years. However, we must find a way to shelter. We must try to find a shelter for these children who have just escaped the dream. Arturia, you and Anduin will require special supervision. I will keep the two of you within my sight at all times.
I haven't even said anything, your beatitude. Maybe you can leave the children to me? I may not be a Sancta or a Lateran, but I am rather experienced in looking after children.
Very well, move out.
The foundation of the Sancta's future? Do you not trust my words? Why should I? You have no reason to, true. Much as how when we first gained the name Sancta, we could never have imagined our community would become one of explosions and desserts after all these years. That must be so weird for her. Like, my children became weirdos. Obsessed with explosions and sweets. Fantastic. Wonderful. Like, sheesh. Halos, empathy, guns, walls of purest white. Do you believe the law innate, child? Do you believe the Sancta have always been unique in these ways? Why would I doubt it? You love it, as do I. Faith is shaped by the experiences of countless generations, the ravages of time, and the footprints of the teeming masses. It should not, must not, be swayed again by the first of the faithful. But once more do the people face down the crossroads of destiny. They have no choice but to do this. We have not sown lies, my child. We have merely hidden some truths, then allow the rest to become inspirational tales and parables of saints. These texts tell of how the devil's arrival left all things desolate, how none saw the light of the sun, but for the Sancta, they had radiance bestowed upon them by the law. But the angels were born from devils, child. And, as for the so-called bestowment, it was not but a chance encounter. Ooh, history lesson. In that age, the king sent out his warriors to seek a new beginning for their people. In that age, monsters had crawled the earth, longed for a homeland, and so were named Tikas, a race yet young. In that age, hegemons who could command raging flames, blinding thunderbolts, wild winds, and frigid snow descended upon the land, alongside their myriad servants, here to seize the Tikas' precious home. The flames they threw could melt the skulls of Wendigos. The howling gales they summoned would shatter the wings of gargoyles. Even if vampires sucked them dry, though we were born from the eggs of fire. Wow, that would be like... Man, maybe because I'm dead tired, but I can't get my imagination working at all. The Colossus cups the wounded Sancta in her hand, continuing onwards with a shambling yet steady gait. Her voice is as gentle as it was, in her guise as the matriarch, and so she tells her ancient, unprovable tale, like a saint who has stopped to rest her feet, taking the chance to preach to a stranger she has met along the road. Apple Pie knows she's not the only one hearing the story, though. The winding procession follows, all while countless people pour in from every corner of the city, leaving the buildings painted iridescent, joining the ocean of faith. I shall share the portion of the truth hidden from you, child. Once you arrive at the Basilica, the past will be made clear, and all shall know it. It is then that the term Sancta shall be redefined. The king's might could not slow the decline of the Tikas. His weary gaze scanned the land for countless days and countless nights before finally falling upon the ancient silver mounts. And so, his warriors set forth, seeking out these never-before-seen argent mountains beneath the earth, the language conferred onto them by the king. They would conquer them, and command them to rout the foes of the Tikas, to grant the Tikas the chance to truly become, those of the homeland. Before they left, the king took the blood of a burden beast, and anointed the head of every warrior with a crimson circle, symbolizing the mission they all shouldered together. The warriors strode across the land, crossing the most barren of wastes where not even the hardiest of plants could take root, where not even the most tenacious of beasts could survive. With their twisted limbs did they aid one another. Not even the weakest of their number would be abandoned before they breathed their last. The king had taught them this: kin shall not eat kin, kin shall aid kin. What? Apple Pie can barely believe what she is seeing. A scene unfolds before her in an extraordinary way, and the next second she catches a glimpse of the amazement spreading out across a sea of faces. There is no doubt, through empathy beyond empathy, the monster is sharing what she sees with all present. Dang, Grandma! Finally, after many days and nights, numbered beyond reckoning, they arrived at the edge of a great rift in the earth. And then they saw. There, floating above the floor of the valley, was a new beginning, one that should not exist in this desolate waste. The pale petrified forms of plants and beasts dance among the mud, flitting about to some rhythm beyond ken. A string of boulders draws them across as they go, coming together to form a great ring. The fragments of the ring pulsed faintly with light. At first, they thought it was fire. They sensed no heat, and it seemed untangible. In that age, the warriors of the Tikas knew that they had found the slumbering silver mounts. In that age, the warriors encircled the ring. They attempted to call out to it, to appease it, to command it, to persuade it. They cried out until they could cry out no more, their throats hoarse and bleeding. To no avail, the ring remained silent. They were trapped in that wasteland with no way forward and no way back. Time passed until an ordinary Tikas could not stand it any longer and stood up. She looked at her near-mad, emaciated companions and realized that they all would die of hunger and thirst before the silver mounts woke from their slumber. Instinct overtook her. The stone lance in her hand pierced one of her dying fellows, and she began to devour his flesh. The Tikas had no fear of eating the flesh of other Tikas, but it was the far chaser, exiled for refusing to partake, who returned with the black crown and became the first king. Since then, eating her kin has become the strictest of taboos. And at that moment, one of the warriors handpicked by the king defied his ban without the slightest hesitation. Only through this act could she live. As for whether she lived so as to complete the mission they were entrusted with, that is a tale for another time. But at that time, a strange noise comes from above her head. Apple Pie know all the people behind the monster lifts their heads, and together with the Tikas of history, they look toward the sky, welcoming the once fateful encounter. Fateful moment. In an instant, the surfaces of the boulders within the ring begin to split and peel away, revealing a metal that glows with a crimson light. In an instant, bright halos and wings of light sprout from the black bodies of each and every Tikas present. It is as though they've always been there, revealed from the dust with a swipe of the hand of the creator above. The warriors did not have the time to ponder this strange change. Boundless vitality poured into their exhausted frames like a surging tide. The greatest of joys did they touch one another and embrace one another, like newborn babes. As for the Tikas of the stone lance, its point still painted in blood, she looked up at the alien metal, remained silent for a while. She did not understand why it remained aloof to the words the king had imparted upon them. To appease the silver mounts, yet deigned to respond the moment she ate of the kin flesh. Then, comprehension dawned on her, perhaps the metal would not respond to the king's dignified appeals, nor the pleas to smite their enemies, but rather it answered the simplest and purest of ideas, a quiet prayer for survival. Was it Tikas, you? The Silver Mountains are in Laterano, and you want to take everyone to go see them? You understand now, child. Before faith became faith, before the first brick of this paradise of tolerance, equality, mercy, and joy was laid, this was the origin of it all. Return to start. Interactive simulation 26 complete. Prior emergency response mechanisms expired. New emergency response mechanism unmaterialized. Simulation result failure. Compulsory transfiguration of Laterano. Continuing operation.
It's that vision again. Our discussion's gone right back to square one. Truth be told, I really like to head upstairs and enjoy some guava juice and an ice cream cone, or at the very least, take a nap on the sofa. I can barely feel my lips anymore, or my knees. How long has it been since you started acting oddly, and I rushed over to find a solution? What caused the calamity to speed up so to the point that you needed to throw out all your old emergency response mechanisms and instead force everyone to directly synchronize data with you? You forced Laterano to go through such radical change. In time, the spiritual light of the Sancta will be stripped away. In time, will Laterano still be considered Laterano? And the sitting Pope, Evangelista XI, requests a 27th interactive simulation.
Evangelista 11 has refused to help bring the transfiguration to completion, now conferring judgment on request for interactive simulation. Enlightened creature A, cry of prostration. Low prayer. These monsters, neither Sancta nor the others at the Nativity can escape the influence of the Transfiguration's sudden termination. Hey, hello. Welcome. All I can do now is call everyone to my side and keep your mind steady and free of collapse ere we meet him. As for those you call monsters, they too are Sanctas, as the law shelters them as well. They are newly born, pious and plain. They will aid the people in sweeping away all obstacles along the path. This path will take us past the Tower of Relations in Pagus Ecclesia, past the Notarau Hall and Gunsmithies in Pagus Michaelion, past the Sunset Chapel in Pagus Saint Marcel, before finally arriving at the Basilica. This route, a familiar one, yes. It is the order the street lamps light up as night falls on Laterano. He has laid out a most convenient path for us. And so I beg you, sleep a while, child. Hello. We will have arrived once you awake, and there we shall rekindle hope for the continuation of our race. I see now. You've been looking for an opportunity ever since you awoke? You're still unwilling to accept it. Ooh, have fun with the zombie games. Also, happy Halloweeny. I was too lazy to dress up today. But I got some candy. And I ate some candy. All chocolate. The tales we left behind became the chains that bound later generations. The texts that speak of the majesty of the saints and the ugliness of the devils have been etched deep into your hearts. You need only witness my countenance to raise your gun against me. But no matter, child. You will come to understand who is named hero and who is named monster, who is named kin and who is named Ilianus. You shall understand. Well, that's a real nasty feeling. Awesome. Never thought there'd be a way to turn that light out. I don't know if I'm ever gonna miss it later. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna miss it later, but right now, it's not too bad having it off. My head's a lot clearer now that I don't have to deal with all your emotions. Clear? No, child. Even though you now know my history, the history of our race, you still wish to make an enemy of me. How can you consider your mind clear? Aw, only ended up giving candy to like 15 to 20 kids. Dang. What can I say? It's clearer than ever. You say I've been trapped by those dusty old books you left behind, but they never said anything about having to listen to your ancient beatitudes ideas. I've been listening to you go on and on for ages already. Did you ever plan on asking us what we think? The good news is that the monsters chasing us have retreated. The bad news is that they're joining in that weird procession over there. Good thing we talked Idira into staying somewhere safe. Will Apple Pie be able to handle herself? Doctor? I believe. Yeah, Grandma be like, why won't you understand, my child? Apple Pie be like, Grandma, you a boomer? I believe in her. She's still buying time for us. I believe in her. The procession is heading for that machine. The machine is waiting for that monster. The procession is heading for the machine. That monster looks really familiar for some reason. No matter how much she changes herself to look like a living thing, I can tell she's just a program. Collapse of the dream must have cut off her connection with the machine, and as a program, all she can do is try to reestablish that connection, restart the dream. Crossing the field of irises a minute ago, I saw halos blooming above the flowers, one after another. That's completely unprecedented. The goal of the machine and the program is more extreme than we thought. Everything organic, inorganic, will be defined as sancta. This thing is crazier than when PRTS went haywire. This also gives us an opportunity. Can you figure out its weak points, monster? Not on my own, but Halsey should have had some understanding of that machine. Can we find a way if we search Kelsey's memories? Halsey, ever since it all went down, you've been avoiding saying her name to me, Doctor. Sorry. In any case, thanks for putting your trust in me. Emil was so worried before we left. Never mind, at least I managed to get a decent amount of Alice operation. The machine is special, Doctor. We've tried to approach it in the past, but the more the law of Laterana was gradually refined, the more difficult it became to try to figure out its nature. Halsey did come up with a plan, but even she admitted it was a bit too daring. So what was the plan? The really crude one. She never let me do it before. But my nature does give me a talent that ordinary people lack, to some extent. Of course, we should also thank our creator's open-minded attitude towards technology exchange. Phew, okay. This is the first time I'm trying this. Technology exchange? Stand back a bit, Doctor. Routing through city communication post backdoor access port. Special privileges. Alma 10. Temporary access credentials. Okaro 001 Oracle. Decoding complete. Authentication passed. Connected to PCS system. Thinking computational radiation link. Updating permission log. If it wants to speed up the changes happening across Laterano, it will have to remove all of its underlying restrictions and break through its computational limits over and over. Which means the machine should have left itself wide open to me. It won't have the time to limit my actions. Wait! Monster! Wait! I'm trying to stop it. No, I'm not in control of the process anymore. Oops. The flow of information does not come rushing in as you imagined. The clamor of computation has faded away at some point. You and Monster feel a peculiar feeling wash over the both of you. You seem to have stopped at a fork in the road. An old friend appears. Has she been walking alongside you the whole time? Or is it a chance encounter? In short, you see her. The color begins to drain out of your surroundings. It is as if time stands still. This is a stage built for your reunion. Hi. Unknown language. Thank you for your hard work, Ama-ten. We meet again, Misaki. Our reunion has come much sooner than I imagined, just as I had hoped. Hi, priestess. Hey, girl. Like, of course you're gonna be there. The ancient machine. Even she didn't imagine that or expect that. Well, there was the ancient technology, so... Of course Priestess is there. So it'd be 3 stages tonight, right? And then 3 more tomorrow? Is that how it went? And then the special notes. Oh yeah, speaking of the notes, I've been getting some of them. See? Look. I'm not reading them, I'm just collecting. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay, perfect then. One more. Take order. Actually, I think it'll say here how many there are in total, technically. Okay, looks like there's 9 and 10. And is it just like a story stage afterwards? Okay, perfect then. One more. So we'll do interpretation. Last one of the night, interpretation. The true face of the law was nothing like what his faithful, his guardians, or his questioners imagined. 1 exit, 2 entrances. Oh, there's stairs. Ew, disgusting. It's fine. Loosen up the trigger finger, Fiametta. I get the impression that scowl's stuck on your face until you get to fire off a few grenades. Thinking about the disgusting dream just makes me even angrier. Too bad it wasn't entirely a dream. Look over here, way in the distance. The Shrine of Nurture is still there. Let's go, Mosima, to the hospital. Doesn't matter if what just happened was a dream or not. We need to make sure that the fact that I'm the first person you thought of really means something to me, Fiametta. Oh wait, it's Lemuen. Lemuen? I'm so glad you're alright. How are your legs? A little sore. What happened? I was running all over that dream until I was dead tired. Getting to sit down as a treat. Alright, the two of you can relax now. What the hell's going on here? Shake's head. It was only my 2nd day after being created Cardinal. Then I was headed to the office like usual. It might have been the moment I stepped out of the front door, or maybe when I saw the shrine. I can't really say when I felt I left reality. It all happened so naturally. What is it, Fiametta?
Salvate everyone.
Yeah.
You're still keeping. What are you up to wearing that? A friend kept it for me. You have a very kind junior, Fiametta. You told me this wasn't something to just throw away, perhaps today. I will finally reach my destination. Be clothed in these vestments. As I do so, may be fate at work.
Why you? I'm kind of excited that we saw Priestess again. Like, hey girl, hey ex.
Anduin has an important role to play. Resolving your existing disputes is not a priority.
It's been a while, Federico. I know who you are and how you like to get things done. And I know that according to the curious rules, Saints have the highest authority in emergency situations. But please give us a little time.
Please keep it brief.
The last time the 4 of us got together like this was at Fateful Mission, wasn't it? It's been 10 years. We reached the underground palace. Fiametta got a distress signal from another team and went to go help them while Anduin was revising our tactics at the entrance. We laughed as we shared the last of the chestnut scones, an old habit of our team. I remember that day well. We were so happy back then. I thought those days would never end. Nobody could have imagined what would come next. You caused all this, Anduin, but you still refuse to tell the truth, or at least repent.
Our brief time together may have been one of life's accidents, but it was a precious one. I ruined it in a way I did not foresee. I understand how deeply you treasure that time, Fiammetta. Your love burns so hot, it singed the hearts of those around you. I always wanted to thank you for one thing. You're the one who taught me how to love Laterano. But at the same time, I knew I would hurt you and destroy what you so cherish. I'm a villain. It'll be just for you to hate me.
Are you trying to piss me off, Anduin? She just wants to spend some quality time. Like, she probably won't do anything to the others, but she wants to stay with us. Whether or not I hate you is for me to decide, not you.
I understand that, and I'm grateful for it. I'm fortunate to have made a friend like you.
Go do what you need to do. But remember, I won't forgive you. I never will. These two are taking you to the Basilica, right, Anduin?
It is I who is taking them, Lemuel.
Which means, you're still determined to walk this path?
Of course I am.
Will it be dangerous?
Unknown might be a better word.
Have you ever thought about stopping?
Whether I'm the captain who attacked you or an arrogant, naive nurturer in a dream, my doubts, my fixations, my mistakes, they have all led me here. I cannot stop.
Alright then. It's hard to call Laterano paradise the way it is now. That monster running rampant across the city, the strange things she reared, wandering all over the place. Nobody really knows what's going on, or what will come next. 3 of us need to work out a way to solve these issues and find Elle, who's gone missing. As for you, your wounds look rather serious. You might die, Anduin. We might die.
I know.
We talked about Roca Maria, about its bell tower and its shiny nights. And its rainy nights. About the mute child you buried in Sargon. About the miner's frozen legs to amputate in Ursus. You told me about all sorts of places, and I remember them all. I always pitied you. I understood many of your opinions, and I never disagreed with you. But I could never truly understand you. I was much the same for you.
We're both clear in that matter, just as you know how grateful I am for your pity.
Well, I am a Lateran, aren't I?
That is where you shine the brightest. I will always remember how you taught me to shoot a gun.
Speaking of, where's that gun now?
I left it in Laterano.
10 years ago, it was your final message with our team of commandos. Even if nothing had happened, you would still have left. Which means these words came a little late is all.
Right.
It's been far too long since that day, and I'm glad of it. Gratitude and blame no longer hang so heavy. Well then. Farewell, Anduin. Lemoon speaks no further. Ultima goes up to her wheelchair, looking Anduin square in the eyes. I know you're about to say, no need to thank me. Farewell, Captain. Fiammetta looks at Anduin, then at her 2 friends. She stays silent.
Farewell.
Fiammetta probably wanted to say, get out of here! But no, I'll be good. Silence. Cardinal
Lemuel, there's some tasks I must assign to the 3 of you.
You doing alright, Fiammetta?
I'm fine.
Fiammetta, this thing might involve me. But I know it's not only my problem or Anduin's. These past 2 years have taught me that.
Yeah, I should really learn that too. Alright, enough about that, right now. If what Federico says is true, the most important thing is to act quickly. Good thing there's no arms control in real life.
I can blast those monsters as soon as I see them. I'll cover you, just like the old days. Wait a sec, Lemuen. Federico just said that Sanctas who attack them will fall. Falling's a walk in the park, trust me on that. About half the people awake in the city are Sanctas. Without their numbers, we won't be able to stop such a large procession. Unless... we add in those fallen angels and Irari Federico mentioned. Wait, he said they were pretty emotionally charged and didn't know what they were up to, not to mention that he's only got a temporary command over them. Not like they need steady nerves or pure intentions to help out. Relax, I'll handle them. I'm a fallen angel too, and I spent a lot of time outside of Laterano. We got any better choices for Angel Wrangler? It still won't be enough. The situation on the road, the shrine to the shrine of Nurtury, to the Basilica is too complex. We need to get administrative permissions for the roadside facilities along the way ASAP. I'll head back to the 7th Tribunal for a bit. By yourself? Don't trust my wheelchair skills? You'll make me mad. Quick, let her rip your ear tufts a bit. Since the two of you have everything planned out, what else is there for me to add? Let's split up, teammates. We have to go now, children. Hugo, help take care of our new Sancta friends, alright? Yes, sister. Where did Senior Nurturer go? Did he stop caring about us? He has to go handle a few things for a little while. Think about it, we don't know each other very well, so if he didn't promise me he'd come back, why would I agree to take care of you? Oh, you're right. Right. Would you like to hear the story of how the lost Layedan captured the Castle of Dreams? Or maybe how the Keshing, a goal to marry the Princess of Gaul, the goal turned to Sandstorm, burying Lingones? Tell us that when we learn in history class. They're not stories you hear in Laterano. I can tell them to you while we walk. Here, some bread from Patia. You haven't eaten since we got into the city.
Making up tall tales for children again, Nuera. I'm curious, do other Kukulkan treasure the knowledge in your heads as much as you do?
I've never met another of my kind. I can turn that knowledge into stories for children with a little tweaking, then it means there's still some use for it. Otherwise, it will just be a scattering of pale fragments in my mind.
Humph. You have a surprisingly flexible mindset. Alright. Are you disappointed?
About what?
You traveled all the way to Laterano, your holy land, but it wasn't apples and fireworks that welcomed you. We're a loving god of universal salvation. Instead, you got rampaging demons.
I am disappointed, but not completely. Have I ever told you how I became a nun, Aurela?
Please do.
As you know, I wandered all around Bolivar from a young age. It wasn't hard to survive, my knowledge proved useful on that front. As for my parents, even if I forgot what they looked like, they still managed to fill my head with lots of things. But I couldn't understand the more complicated parts. They pointed to the black flow, the far edge of the sea, the depths of the dunes of gold, even the space beyond the stars. They spoke of race after race, secret after secret.
Not a good fit for a place like Bolivar.
Which is why I hate them, Aurela. Everywhere I look, I see soldiers fighting over men and money, artillery firing left and right, and Bolivarians caught in the crossfire. And all I had were pale fragments. I was 13 when I met a nun. A band of true Bolivarians, guerrillas had robbed her. She was gravely injured, leaning against a rock, and close to death. But when I got close, I could hear her singing. Her bandages had fused with her festering wounds. She must have been in so much pain in the final moments of her life, and she was still so serene.
What a sight!
It was a hymn, one that had always been in my mind, one that I had pored over in puzzlement countless times. Abode of our Lord, font of parental love, he punishes evil and drives out injustice. All shall bask in his love, whether they have scars or stones. Till that very moment, when some of those pale fragments took on color and form, came together into something called
Laterano. So you took up her habit.
I did. Even if paradise is pure and spotless white to me, it cannot compare to the very first time I heard that hymn.
Good. Nuera, forget everything else. Nuera, forget everyone else. Take the kids and follow that Patia girl. She looks like she knows her way around town.
Alright, wait. You're staying at the Tower of Revelations? But the executor said,
A long since fallen sanctum doesn't need to listen to a saint. The night we fled Bolivar, I told you why I wanted to come back.
Revenge.
I saw that old bastard through my scope just now. He's at the head of the pack. I won't let him go.
But
we all have our own obsessions when it comes to Laterano, Nuera.
it's strange, seeing the Basilica devoid of people.
Follow me, please, Arturia. Here it is. The pillars of scripture. Between these two pillars is a slab engraved with the saints' travels. Press the halos of the saint statues in the same order as listed in the slab. Then push this wall. I reported to His Holiness here many times before, but I never noticed this hidden mechanism. Maybe because you've never doubted Laterano. I hope what you're about to see will not sway your faith.
Oh? I'm looking forward to it already. Ooh, the drama of going down. Anduin followed the Pope down here once. He had passed the buried bones of saints, past steels and statues, showcasing their deeds, walked through thousands of years of Laterano before arriving at the end of history, but Anduin suspects his memories are still in disarray. The former white of the corridor is gone, entirely replaced with a dour, cold sheen of iron. Statues of saints still line the path, but bizarrely shaped lumps of machinery protrude from the walls, engulfing their arms, eyes, and legs. It seems like devils have had their way with our history. I thank you for your warning, Anduin. I would have been much more surprised otherwise.
No, this place has changed.
Anduin furrows his brow. Off in the distance, he sees a red light. Blinking faintly, he knows what it is.
Do you see that red light? That's where we're going, but we should only be seeing it much further down this corridor. Stay alert.
A close guard suddenly appears. The moment he sees Federico, he starts firing. There's no room for negotiation. Alert. Repeat alert. Intruder sighted. Eliminated on sight. An ear-piercing siren begins to wail as more and more guards of the file into the trio's field of view. Their blurry visages hide beneath their cloaks like spirits in shadow. Well, in terms of truth that would slay my faith or beliefs, would it be the Laterano Lord / God as an ancient machine, or your origins linked to Sarkaz? Ooh. Which one would be the most surprising? Rather than the ancestor, the most surprising thing would be everything surrounding Halos, including flowers and ice cream trucks. Like Machine God, I'm kind of used to because of Fate, FGO. And we knew that about the TCAS, so that wasn't as surprising because we already knew that. So everything gaining halos. And just imagine, you accidentally step on a flower, It has a halo, and oops, you've sinned. Aw man, now you're fallen. Dang, that would suck. While their halos shine all the more dazzling.
The guards protecting the Shrine of Nurtury and the dream are now here. This means we're in the right place. Stand behind me.
This isn't the dream. It's obviously still reality, so why all the color? It's been erased. Priestess. Quiet here. We won't be disturbed by all the commotion over there. She stands at the corner, looking out across the deathly silence, completely unguarded against you. But I don't like it, Misaki. It's perhaps too quiet. But we have no other choice, do we? She's not limiting me, Doctor. Amia's not here. I can't guarantee I can hold her off, but I'll do my best. Relax, you're safe. I won't allow you to be disturbed by the chaos these sanctas caused. See, she just wants to hang out. She's like, you know what? It's my opportunity to hang out with you. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna impede everyone else. I just wanna be with you. Why are you here? I thought you were still locked up in Rhodes Island. Why are you here? It doesn't matter compared to what's currently on my mind. Entering attack mode. Sorry, Doctor. She might have shown up because of me. I never thought she'd catch on to me when I tried to access PCS. Did you cause this calamity? Calamity? I see only the evolution of a species. The pointless struggle of life. Everything happening in Laterano right now is a product of PCS's autonomous derivations. All I did was recalibrate it beforehand, returning it to its original purpose. Of course, it is adapted to the progress of the Originium project since. Speaking of progress, ours have slowed far behind projections, Misaki. Recalibrate? Original purpose? Recalibrate? Yep, I love the difference for the ancestors though, for their surprise. Grumpy old men. Why isn't Outblood the king of Sarkaz? Well, Granny's just like, my descendants, your culture is so unique. Look at you with all your sweets and explosions. Good to know you haven't lost your curiosity. PCS is an experiment developed by using bionics, one that was once offered many benefits to our soldiers and scientists. But it was left behind on Terra, and without long-term maintenance, its cognitive radiation amplifier entered partial standby mode, and its operational efficiency is now extremely reduced. But what's interesting is what happened after it came into contact with Terra's native species. It didn't have the effect I expected. Not only were its beneficiaries able to share their knowledge and emotion, but even their species-specific traits were assimilated. That never happened during our testing. A rather pleasant surprise, isn't it, Misaki? You mentioned adapting to the Originium project's progress. What connection does it have to the Originium project? Don't get excited, Misaki. I'll explain everything. However, your new companion seems like she has something to say to you. Bad news, Doctor. I can't find a way out of here. If her goal is to Originium, we might not be in Laterano anymore. This might be the future of Laterano. We might not be in Laterano anymore. As keen intuition as ever, one that lacks basic knowledge. There's just a vision of a possible future I conjured up for you using the PCS system. No more time, no more color, a place locked in eternal stasis. It's rare for us to have a chance to walk together. Saki, come, leave behind these conflicts and have nothing to do with you. No, you're free to access the PCS system. You didn't expect me to show up here either. I sense hate in your voice. I understand. It's because of Amaten, your Kelsey. You left in such a hurry last time. You still have many doubts you have not yet cleared. While I have many conjectures, I must confirm with you. Something's strange about the way she's acting. Her expression's different from when she was back on the deck. I could try an attack. Put away those talons. I respect that you've given yourself a name, monster. I understand your fundamental underpinnings better than you do. If you want Alma 10 back, I can help you, Misaki. You know where to find me. I know that's what you want too, monster. Don't get taken in by her, monster. This isn't your real body. You've always clung to the connection between matter and reality. Originium is a language we created, so naturally, I can use it to make my words heard by whoever I want. It is so for you, and it is so for that machine. In response to me, it propagated, then created an even larger cache to perform a new round of calculations. All the dots. The machine operates on its installed logic, taking the continuation of itself and its community that achieved emotional resonance. But in your haste, you decided that this was an error to be stopped, even though Sancta is regarded as rejection from the law. Follow me, Misaki. Witness a true crisis with your own eyes.
Every department of the Curia has its own offices. The Basilica is merely ceremonial. There should not have been a complex space beneath it. We must perform one final round of testing.
You said you went down a one-way passage before, right, Anduin? But we changed directions 6 times, and now we're here again.
7, actually. We head back.
The 3 of them return to their former position, a platform, one where the white of the church blends with the black of machinery, wantonly streaked with red light emanating from an unknown source. Disorder, chaos, imbalance, danger. No matter if from an architectural or religious point of view, shape and structure has lost all meaning. They cannot stop themselves from wondering if they are still in Laterano. Federico and Artoria stop walking at the same time. This is an exceedingly familiar experience. Before they met the Witch King, they wandered an infinite flight of stairs.
There is no need to go any further. This is a derived structure that did not originally exist. I do not know the principles or process behind it. It is without a doubt warped space here. We're in an incomprehensible maze. He's preventing us from approaching.
Who?
The god of the Sancta, the answer to everything.
Don't expose their position, Fidi. I don't sense any human emotions coming from them. Are they really Sanctas, or are they machines here to tidy up the maze?
They're most likely the same as the organisms above ground. If ordinary Sanctas attack them, they will fall.
The deeper we go, the more of them there are, the stronger their empathy becomes. We beat back a wave of them, and that just draws in another. We'll end up completely overwhelmed.
The procession is moving at a fast pace, but will not need much time to arrive at the Basilica. It is highly unlikely Cardinal Lemuin's team will be able to stop their advance completely. We must learn the entire truth about this calamity. We've wasted too much time already. Perhaps I may be of some use. You're severely wounded. I'll leave the patrols of the two of you. But when it comes to pathfinding, I happen to be rather good at that.
Light gathers in Anduin's palm. Arts?
Thank you, Anduin.
You shouldn't go so far, Senor Jamie. I didn't see you all day. I only found out you came to the beach after asking around.
I just wanted to find something to eat. Didn't think the sea fog would be this thick.
Even if there wasn't any fog, pirates rule these parts. You shouldn't leave Roca Maria just because you felt like it. At least ask me to come with you next time.
Alright. Speaking of, was that your art just now? The fog was so dense, I couldn't even see my own shoes. I thought I'd be lost forever. But then a ray of light came by. I thought someone managed to repair the local lighthouse or something.
No need to be so dramatic. I'm just glad I managed to help you.
But Anduin, I heard your people use guns, custom-made ones. I also heard your homeland, the place called Laterano, was a universal paradise.
My home is Roca Maria. I was born here and raised here, Senor Jamie. Let's go home. I'll carry the food.
The light parts of dawn mist, and our quarry's line of sight is blocked. I will show you the way. Now's your chance, Fiametta.
Got them.
Lemuel, Mosima, sweep the battlefield.
Understood, Captain. Not bad, Anduin. Keeping a trick up your sleeve like that. There's way too many bandits in this gang. Without your arts, we wouldn't have been able to resolve things as quickly.
It's just an unconscious reaction. It got me and the others out of trouble a few times before I got my guardian gun. Without it, I wouldn't have been able to find Laterano.
I nearly forgot you only got your gun the day before you joined the Pontifical cohorts. But you're pretty good with it. Tell me you've never used it before.
It's a part of Lateran's life, isn't it? I should be practiced with it. Besides, as I found out recently, guns and halos are what keep Laterano invincible. It doesn't need this glimmer of mine.
Talking about that stuff again, Anduin?
Sorry.
This operation's gone pretty off the rails compared to that original plan from the Pontifical cohorts. Should we write up the details as is? Whatever. I'm sure you'll polish up the final report.
But what about the places outside of Laterano? How many Roca Marias, how many lonely islands are there beyond the reach of the faith? I cannot forget, I can see.
Anduin?
Is it Laterano or... No, there's no difference. If through the spiritual light, even the darkest stain can be cleansed. If, with a pious heart, even a savage monster can wade out of the mud. Does not mean there are no lonely islands beyond the reach of the faith? Then why is it that all I've seen, everyone I've known, couldn't be saved? There must be something missing, something overlooked. A path. Not a power, nor a place, but simply a path. A path that leads from present torments to future salvation. If you can show me the future, then you must know the path that leads to it. Tell me. Show it to me.
The Colossus of Nothingness swims through gaps in space-time. It does not respond to Anduin. The details of the strange yet also real sight begin to warp and flow with its silence. Everything is smeared with a thick layer of clouds. Anduin, my dude, that sight that you just saw was the past, not really the future. You saw Grandma T-Kaz.
No. I need to know more.
Can you hear what I'm saying, Anduin? Put that thing down.
No, Lemuel, you don't know what I saw. I can't stop here.
Light bursts forth from Anduin's hand, like a plant rushing headlong into season, blooming as if about to wither. He wants to part the clouds. He wants to see the revelation in all clarity. He wants to grasp onto the possibility. From then on, once more did he set foot on a journey, bearing sin and evil upon his back. He guided foreign believers to Laterano, searching for an answer. But he had no time to share what he saw, the truth that nearly shook him to his core. He had walked so many paths, yet what was the one thing that remained constant? He will always remember that year, the year that salt wind buried his home, and the emotions he bore in his heart as he left Roca Maria. That was the starting point of his journey. The sounds of the executor fighting the patrols did not stop. Anduin does not hold back as he casts his arts, an endless font of light flowing from his body, winding its way into the depths of the maze. Rather than a harsh light, it is gentle, perhaps even dim, like sunlight caressing a patch of autumn leaves, tracing the paths through which they fall. He will do anything to get his goal. He asks himself, Pathfinder, where does this path end? Until finally, a glaring red light cuts off his arts. Once he saw this alongside Evangelista 11, once he found himself shaken. The light is more icy, more piercing, more dangerous than before. But Anduin does not close his eyes. He knows that Cold Machine is his lord, his god, the foundation of his faith. Anduin faces God, he does not turn away. He has sought and he has lost. He has pondered and he has doubted. A sharp pain rushes to him. It only takes a moment for his vision to go dark, but at the same time, he hears God's answer. And now we fight. Oh, it's only one sleepy dude. Okay, how do I want to do this? You see on the side for now. Oh wait, no, I feel regret. I feel so much regret right now. Ah! Oops, 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 oops. Shoot. Oh well. Oh, my bad. Wake up! Ah, too late. No wakey wakey. Oh no, this is chaos. Oops. Wake up. Let's wake up, dude. Heal here too. Or not. Oops. I'm so sorry, my boy. You're just gonna go down. Whatever, go ahead and tap that. If you want to fight the rock, you can fight the rock. Wake up, rock. Oh shoot, that was bad. You know what? Sorry, Mudrock, you're just gonna be a sacrifice right now. Oh, my precious Mudrock.
Regarding tomorrow, Misaki, do you mind if we start an hour earlier?
Yeah, an hour is fine.
I think we will read the event notes as well as Exia and Lemuen's files and modules. I already have my Exia and Lemuen's modules ready, but if you have them ready your side, then we can use yours instead.
Ooh, I can check out what they need. And oh gosh, that's bad.
But if you think to save up resources, then we can just read on my account since I already have it.
Okay.
Have them built.
Oh, I hate how chaotic this is. This is so bad. Wait, no! Wait, here. I wish. Thank you, Lemon.
I can only provide first aid right now. Underwayne, unrestrained usage of luminescent originium arts has irreparably damaged your optic nerves. I do not have the ability to heal these injuries. Once conditions allow for it, you need medical treatment. Don't worry. The path ahead has already revealed itself. We don't need eyes to see the way. Follow the cursor running along the ground. This maze is too complex, and I cannot maintain my arts for very long.
Oh, he made a path.
Let us go. It's here. Even if this is not the source of the calamity, what lies behind the door may be able to give us answers. Follow me, Arturia.
Potential thumbnail. Federico does not receive a response. Ever since he caught up with her outside the Shrine of Nurtury, he's been exceedingly cooperative. But now the black-haired Sancta stands several steps behind him, gracefully drawing her bow across her cello strings with no intention of following him. I really do intend to escape this time, Phi-MD. Anduin is hurt, and you're alone. There's no better opportunity than this, is there?
We've arrived at the door to the truth, Arturia. You know that your actions lack meaning.
Truth? Meaning? Perhaps. You really are the best of the executors. A walking law book, first saint from outside the ranks of Pope. Truly worthy of the code name Executor. Your rationality, your callousness, even the doubts you hold about these two traits of yours, are all in service to the continuation of the law. If that is what the Holy City itself is, maybe you're the only one who can understand him. As for you, Senior Anduin, you'll have to forgive me. It was never part of my plan, but when you were using your arts earlier, I inadvertently touched upon the whispers of your heart. It is complex, more complex than those of many people I know, but not particularly unusual. An overly inflexible melody leads them to all become adaptations or repetitions of the same tune. They say, your beginning and your end both lie in Laterano. You may find yourself alone at that point. I beg your pardon. If you've taken offense.
Nods. Arturia, this offense you speak of, was it not a chance for me to perform a different sort of confession? As for those last words of yours, I would rather treat them as a blessing. They stand as proof that I've reached the end.
Oh, what an interesting answer. Arturia turns away. Not everyone is so obsessed with the truth and meaning behind Laterano. At the very least, I'm not that interested. Yeah, she didn't really care. She's just there. I got a little peek at him just now. Behind the door lies a machine, right?
Yes.
In that case, the answer is bound to be boring. Like, yeah, I'm not interested. Bye. Have fun, boys. Think back to our time in Sturm, Phi-MD. Calamity of similar scale struck the city, and in the chaos, the people lost their way or struggled and raged. At this very moment, there are millions of hearts in Laterano that demand appreciation.
If you turn away now, Arturia, it means that you will have to face your enemies in this maze alone.
You need someone to lure them away, don't you?
Your patient farm is lost. You have no way to defend yourself.
Perhaps I can find a way to turn them into my audience. Don't worry about me, Phi-MD. The Lateran did designate me a dangerous element.
Situation assessment, high risk. Probability of survival, low. Executor's decision, you may leave.
Huh. Time waits for nobody, you two. If you don't plan on leaving yourselves, no need to see me off. Well then, farewell, my beloved little frater. She'll be fine. All that pontificating just to say that you want us to go help the Curia? Full marks for listening comprehension. No way. Eh? It's not our responsibility, Mosima. Half of the people here were kicked out of Laterano by the Curia in the first place. Maybe it was because they fell, or because of eripathy. As for the other half, they chose to leave Laterano, whether out of despair or doubt. Not that it really matters. Huh. Then why come back now? Because their halos started acting weird and breaking. Is that so hard to understand? We're not part of Laterano anymore. Ilieni even. Doesn't matter if you choose to leave or if you were forced to. We all cut our connections to the city. Even after all these years, changes still affect us, and they can never just stop. They just never stop. Spurs, Simi, this damn stupid halo, That stupid halo, damn it! Sounds like there's no way to resolve all your complaints, even if we got every Notarao Hog executor out here. That's why we came back, to settle things. Did I tell you to save anything? What? My sob story is that I fell during an accident in the line of duty. After that, I became a legatus, mostly so I don't have to stay in Laterano all the time. I'm 100% alienist too. There's no one else who understands you better right now, Amici. Maybe the glitchy halos got you seeing Laterano in an extra bad light, spurring you to come back. If you came back out to hate or pain or despair, then you best come with me to block that procession. Because the people who cause the hate, pain, that despair, they're in that crowd out there. Go ahead, use bullets, explosives, whatever. Get your revenge however you like. Just make sure to give them a hard time. You're all talk, Mosima. Drat, you found me out. Something's gotta be done. Besides, you're already here, aren't you? Like, okay, never mind. I'll drop the hard act. Hey, Nueta? Yes? Keep going down this alley, then find an empty house to hole up in. It's not a good idea for a lone nun and a bunch of kids to run around the place. The difference in the situations. This place is a decent distance from where the procession's headed. Monsters probably won't come running here. Are you and your friends also going to help save Laterano, Patia? Huh, heh. Us Pathfinders aren't that noble. But our leader's chosen to wade into the depths of this disaster. We can't exactly sit back and watch, can we? He told us the place he was going to wasn't suited for numbers, so we'll do what we can out here. As for you, sister, I will protect the children no matter if they are from Laterano or Bolivar. Fervent prayers. These freaks started chittering like mad the moment the tower's big bell stopped ringing. It's pissing me off. I don't care what your sales pitch is. I don't want a stupid halo. Fervent prayers. I swear, these Fae just keep on coming and coming. You got 3 seconds to get out of there, Fiametta. 3 seconds? Hey, how am I? Passes 3 seconds. How was that? Got you in the nick of time. Do you think everyone can go as fast as you or something? Never mind, the situation up ahead's a complete mess. Even the Tower of Revelation's bell has gone silent. We've lost Pagus Ecclesia. He'll be in Pagus Mycelion soon. If that monster can flatten one of our barricades with a single stomp, I don't think the Notarao Hall's defenses will be much use. Blocking them's no good. If we can't use more destructive methods, we might not be able to slow them down at all. Agreed. So, where's your reinforcements? Let's get moving, Amici. I'm sure you've all been to Mycelion before. Might have been for the firearms workshop, might have been for the Notarao Hall. The last thing many of you fallen angels did before getting kicked out of Laterano was probably handing over your guardian gun to the authorities. Then you would have seen those gun-toting statues around the doors of every workshop. Come to think of it, the Notarao Hall's got a pair of cannons at theirs. Wait, we don't have the right permissions to get those statues to fire. That's something for Lemon to solve. Alright, get those statues knocked over and their guns pointed at the street. Let's make up for all those gunshots we haven't heard over the years. Explosions! Oomph. Holy smokes, your skin gets that bullets? Talk about thick-skinned. Man, an entire volley didn't even scratch you. Last time I felt like this, I was gaming with the boss. He went around back and cranked the difficulty up to max. Couldn't clear it even after spending all night on it. She was discouraging. Discouraging? Hardly. What I see is that your attitude and your emotions are unaffected by the shattering of your halo. That atop my shoulder, child. Huh? The Tower of Revelations to the Notarel Hall. In Pagus Michaelion, every lamp along the road is lit up. Our newborn comrades are bringing light to the city, little by little. Like our journey countless eons ago. For the sake of the true paradise, we cross treacherous ravines, traverse barren wastes, searching for the slumbering silver mounts. The only difference is that this time, we're certain he is there. Salvation is our inevitable endpoint. Laterano shall never fall into night. To move onwards is the only choice the city has now. You still wish to resist an entire procession, an entire race, an entire city by yourself? Ah, I finally get to hear life's most relaxing sound. Now this is Laterano. Say, if I really am on my own, then where'd that explosion come from? I might not know who I'm fighting alongside, but I'll leave the monster hunting to them. As for what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep you company the whole way through. What exactly is Calamity? What exactly is the future? And why exactly have you decided what you're doing in Salvation, or the only choice? It is pretty similar to Isn't That One Dude? Going to go help her?
No need, she's just dealing with a stubborn child. Who's stopping the procession from advancing?
Mosiman and Fiammetta have banded together with a group of fresh returnees. As for Anduin and Federico, we don't know where they or the group are.
Yeah. Once more must I stand against those I hold dear. Life is such a fickle thing.
Reverend Patrician?
Just focus on your own work, Belev.
I've managed to build a rapport with the enlightened creatures, and I've shown them our route. Our empathy has become stronger and more distinct, almost like it's not even empathy anymore.
If it is as the matriarch, no, the saint said, then this is what empathy should really be.
Which means what she showed us before was true. Calamity really does exist, and only through these extreme methods can Laterano be saved. But right now,
the dream has collapsed, after all. This chaos is only temporary. Continue onwards. We can no longer be stopped. We must ensure the saint reaches the basilica. That way, she can continue with the nativity. After it was so rudely interrupted, we still have time to make an even better Laterano. Take care of everything that stands in our way.
What is it?
It's been a while, you old bastard. You best stop right there. I have your throat in my sights. A while indeed, Aurella.
In the deepest depth of the basilica, at the end of the labyrinth, the final door opens wide for Federico and Anduin. Behind the door, a cold machine shaped like a ring sits in the dead center of a platform. A strange red glare seeps out of its innards, slipping across every inch of the room, accompanied by an audible buzzing. Sure signs of calculation.
Your Holiness.
Beneath the platform, the old man stands in silence. He stands with his eyes shut tight, his robes covered in a thick layer of dust. There is no reaction as the pair approach, not the slightest hint of movement from him. As if he were an unseeing, unhearing rock. But his cracked, peeling lips still quiver. He mumbles to himself, yet cannot utter a single sound. The sitting Pope, Evangelista XI, stands silently before God.
Clear signs of aphasia and neurodegeneration. Preliminary judgment. His Holiness's body and mind are on the brink of collapse. But the dream covering the city has crumbled. Why is he not awake? Maybe he came here for the same reason we did. He just hasn't found an answer he's looking for yet.
Interactive Simulation 31 failed. Prior emergency response mechanisms expired. Retrieving suitable list of names. Evangelista 11 expended. Federico Giallo, Anduin Agathan Gelos. Signal stable. Judgment, able to assist in bringing the transfiguration to completion.
Suitable. Does it have something to do with your title of saint? But why me then?
Suitable candidates are particular individuals situated on the edge of the calculation model, required as samples for participation in interactive simulation to verify model integrity.
His Holiness discussed my sainthood with me several times, but he never elaborated on the details. Perhaps he was also unsure as to what the true duties of a saint are. But if the law sees us as suitable candidates, entrusting us with a specific duty, then saint or not, we are now responsible for it.
Interactive simulation authorization released. Bottom level data region authorization released. PCS authorization released. Permission to enter granted. Federico Gallo, Anduane Agafangelos. PCS will synchronize any necessary prerequisite information with you. Now approach. The machine's voice echoes around the room. It is steady, unvarying, untarnished by emotion or gender. It still contains an indescribable sense of might and authority.
Now that I've come this far, do I still seek answers from him? Maybe he seeks answers from us, since we are particular individuals, his samples. Situation assessment unknown, risk assessment unknown. Executor's decision, we proceed.
The two Sanctas walk side by side past Evangelista 11, toward the cold machine, toward the two shining ports. Ta-da! I know, right? What a duo. Poor Pope, he was just there the entire time for like 2 weeks. Like, oh, expended. You're too tired now. Now we have two new minds to ponder with. You must help. It'll be fun seeing the end tomorrow.
I have something that is on my mind.
Oh?
To many, priestess is incomprehensible. Do you find her incomprehensible in some way? Before I answer my own, do you have anything for you?
To me, Priestess is just a dedicated researcher. He just wants to be able to find the answer to what she seeks, aka originium and assimilation. So she does have a soft spot for the doctor. Like, that's how I see her.
There is something about priestess that I find incomprehensible. And that is two things about her. Her devotion towards the doctor. She can write immemorial and patience as much she can be for us, but also in a hurry to assimilate them and move on to the next civilization. Her devotion is true that she can wait as long as she is able, but also at the same time, she is impatient. She considers the civilization in Terra too slow. Well, um, do you find these two things contradicting each other, Misaki?
I mean, depending for the too slow part. He's been waiting there for like thousands of years. Like, I can see why that would be considered probably too slow. At the same time, it's like, come on, girl, let the civilization cook. Like, you're immortal, it's fine. Just wait. Keep waiting.
We are aware that threats, even the Doctor, Oracle, and Priestess civilization, the predecessors, was hopeless to stop. A world eater or a star eater, if I were to describe the threat that they face. And Originium is the counter to that thanks to its information preservation properties. For me, I find these things a question not yet answered, but it doesn't still change my view on her. I believe in her sincerity towards us, that she will not bear hostility. In fact, I feel like this back and forth is reminiscing her relation with us, as it was stated by Priestess herself that she and Oracle had often back and forth discussions in certain topics.
Oh yeah,
I
hey, Poke
wonder
Dude.
this this quality time is reminding of her.
Pretty much, since she's just like, well, it's like old times, us hanging out. It is pretty sweet. And yeah, no worries, Poke Dude. Just finished the last stage of the night. Luckily, got through the 3. But yeah, the event will finish the event tomorrow, starting an hour earlier to make sure, hopefully, is enough time for everything. The last 3 stages, the secret notes, the record, or not record, but you know, the files, modules. 1 hour should be enough though, right? Let me just collect these real quick so I can just make sure. Yep. Oh yeah, I'll be able to collect these at least. These ones can be collected easily. You think 1 hour is gonna be enough? Okay, hopefully. Because yeah, these last 3 stages are longer than I expected. Like, it just got longer in length as we went on. What's this one? Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, probably not for this one. Okay. So 1 hour early tomorrow, so 6 p.m. for my time. With that being said, thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day at Epic Gacha Luck. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. The good thing I have a NOS energy drink. I left it outside my room, sitting there menacingly.